Okay, so the SPY is pushing U.S. Treasury two-year yield tops 2 and 20%, the highest since May 9, 2019.
Ooh, AMC's going for a push. Come on, run to 21. That's where I want you to go.
We are live. We are live. Good morning, everybody. Got some people flowing in.
Good morning, Kat. How are you?
Doing well. How are you, Mr. Landisette?
Doing excellent.
Fantastic. Good morning, everyone in YouTube land out there. How you guys doing?
Good morning.
Happy Friday.
Happy
Good
Friday.
morning.
Morning.
Oh me, oh my. We got some interesting ones today. I feel like we're gonna get a lot of people coming in to talk about TLRY and Sundial. I have a strong feeling.
An inkling.
I just got out of my Sundial.
Nice.
It's a
Good
slight
little chunk.
possibility.
Good little chunk. Nice little profits. Nice little profit.
Well. MULN and AMC are starting to march north. Whoa, yes they are.
Ooh. They're Bed Bath & Beyond trying to pay me. MULN catching the AMC. PROG going
C
green.
wants to give me my refund, while BBIG wants to kill me.
Look at GameStop.
Oh, MULN wants to put me back in the green, y'all.
Okay, let's go.
BBIG up 6.9%.
Everybody out there in YouTube land, I appreciate y'all joining in today. If you don't mind, like and subscribe.
Oh yeah.
The Hell's Trading Floor Show.
Come on.
Matter of fact, we
Brought
might need some early cactuses. We might need some early morning cactuses in chat. If we could, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Some cacti.
So prickly. So prickly, that guy.
Come on, Amy. 5%. Let me see it.
Look at GameStop. Let me look at my GameStop calls. Well, I got these 140s for May the 20th. That Birdie starting to print. It's gonna be a good day.
Yo, Amy came out to play this morning. Woo!
Look at Bed Bath & Beyond. Let's go, Bobby. Get your butt up there, Bobby. Get up there, Bobby. Come on, BBBY. You've been dirty. Come on, let's go.
Early start was a good call.
Yeah, we need to get them cacti, man.
Yesterday I was negative $500 on these BBBYs. Now they're up $173. Wow, look at GameStop. Let's go.
Yeah, it is moving.
I'm trying to get 3K today, baby. Let's go. Come on, GameStop. Play with me. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop. Look at Bobby. Let's go.
Damn.
Bobby is printing, bro. Let's go, Bobby.
Give me that refund. Make up for BBIG being such a big bitch.
Wow.
Logical, come on, we're live.
Oh, my bad. Thought I was still muted.
10% on Bobby.
We get a few. That's a softball.
I decided.
Shout out to Seek within Hell's Trading Floor. SPRC is halted to the upside. Let's look for that volume on the push.
Let TD know I'll Venmo him for the demonetization.
Does it give you like some kind of running score as to how close you are to getting demonetized, or is it just like
Well,
Just keeps
Dave,
you guessing. Excuse me.
what'd you say, Dave?
I was wondering if it gave you some kind of running score as to how close you were to getting demonetized.
It does not. Like, you'll just see it
It should
later, but if it was, I feel like we treat it like a competition.
If they had like a thermometer, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be
You guys are getting a little hot. You're gonna have to cool it down.
Getting a little toasty.
None of us would ever push that thermometer. None of us.
Ever.
I actually got a position back in MULN rough, so we'll see how this
nice.
goes.
Doobie
I tried
and
to do on the dip.
Might have had a good call there. It's looking pretty promising.
Yeah, that consolidation was really good.
Yeah, I was thrilled with yesterday.
Wow, look at Bobby. Come on, Bobby, get your butt up there. GameStop. Here goes 150 on GameStop, bro. Stop playing with me. Gotta get this 150.
Are we liking the
Brian-
69 again? Yes, we absolutely are. But we have 69 and beyond. We have high aspirations.
Brian A is asking what our thoughts on the. Do we have any other thoughts from yesterday on Zelia?
Who in here was playing Zelia?
I mean, I'm in
Probably.
Zelia, but I'm holding for the next pop. That's about it for me.
Yeah, I haven't jumped into too much else. I'm still waiting to exit some stuff to free up some capital. I missed all the weed runs.
Ooh, GameStop. Let's go, GameStop. Boy.
Amy's trying to catch up, man.
Oh, on GME.
Let's go, baby.
Part is, I'm not stuck on day trading anymore. You can't get me.
Logical.
Get that. 340.
Watch out for 150.
Real quick, bro. 14%
Arms are about
only.
to start going off.
Up $400, bro. Come on, stop playing with me. Can't stop, won't stop.
Ooh, PROG 175.
That PROG is pushing.
How about AMC?
Yeah.
AMC as well.
AMC, GameStop, PROG are all pushing.
NIO too.
Look at GameStop.
Yeah.
What's NIO doing? My NIOs are negative.
Too soon, Junior.
It's all good.
Yeah,
Shit, I got them
looks of it won't be too long. It's pushing.
Win them all. Look at GameStop, bro. Up 433 already. Come on, bro. Show me 150, GameStop.
Scared of this 150. If we can get through this, that'll be beautiful.
Show me 150, GameStop. Let's go. Look at that. 148.99, 149.17.
Whoa, PROG is cruising.
Let's go, GameStop. Come on, bro. Look at that portfolio. Wow, what a bounce.
Today's going to be the last day for people to get in PROG positions before earnings, so I'm curious to see how that's going to go.
Is it just me, or does the YouTube stream look a lot clearer than True Demon's videos? Like, I can actually read the writing and stuff.
You mean like the standalone videos or like the live
Yeah.
streams?
I'm not sure. I was just watching the standalone video that he did yesterday before this, and I couldn't read the writing.
I think one of the main things
it's
with
crystal
that,
clear.
Yeah, one of the main things with that, I think, is
150.
150.
Ooh, GME 150, AMC Wilper 21. I think it's because he had his screen sized down quite a bit, so I think it wasn't capturing as high of a resolution as it could. So when in future, he probably just needs to scale out his charting a little bit because he had it kind of small.
Okay. So it's his
as long
fault.
as you have the options selected for 1080 at the quality, 1080p high def, you'll see it super clear. All of you that don't know, if you look at the bottom of the YouTube video, there's a settings tab. You click on the settings tab and you go to quality. You go to the very top of quality, you'll be able to see the video super clear.
So just so you guys are aware, retail is now targeting GameStop. They're looking for a pullback on 145 and a push all the way through 150 to the 160 mark. Again, day traders are looking for GameStop pull back to 145, push through 160.
Where are you getting this data from? What's the data source for this?
Can't disclose the information, sir.
Dave, you know better than that. Why you trying to throw my homie under the bus?
Dave, you feeling risky.
You know where it came from. You know exactly where it
Dave
came
has
from.
got. Watch out, guys. Dave is snarky today.
I don't actually. You'll have to. Okay. I'll speak to you about that later.
Did you just imply that Dave? Did you just imply there's a time when Dave is not snarky?
He has levels of sneak.
It's just a spectrum, snark spectrum.
Oh my god!
Perfect. I love it. It's a T-shirt.
Don't give rough ideas. Don't give him ideas.
Oh, I love the ideas. Merch time.
I know we don't
So we're
really
at
use that word
8:15.
snark in the UK. So, not too much.
It looks like IWM and SPY try to catch a bounce. I don't know if it's official though. NIO is also trying to catch a bounce.
Yeah,
Looks
SPY is still dancing right on the knife edge right now. It's at about -20 on the tick. So it's right in the center of the channel. Everything is just kind of taking a breather and figuring out where it wants to go.
Oh wow, PROG really is moving $1.78 and trying to break out of that.
So we have we got a YouTube question from Brenda. She's asking if TD will be a speaker at the AMC town hall meeting.
What I heard of.
He should be.
I wish.
We would like it. We would like your input and knowledge, sir.
I wish he was. But like, you know what, TD? I gotta come with you on this one, man. You need security.
Security.
Shoot, I'll second on the security.
Made me think of Rick James immediately. This is going to be an interesting day. I'm curious to see how NIO reacts here throughout the day, along with, because there were similar bets on that one and Uber, and they both kind of reacted similarly, and now they're both kind of pushing, so I'm curious.
That candle for GameStop, did that just hit 142?
It did. That was a big old hammer candle there. It's just tapped.
Right back to green, though. Maybe that was our pullback landy.
Jeez, that
It
was
hit 150.50 was the high.
That's a pullback.
Yeah,
the dip buys get shorter and shorter nowadays.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, you're talking about that second candle? Yeah, that.
Yeah,
what's the low on that? Is 142.70.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Pretty volatile.
That's
SPY
almost too clean.
Watch out for AMC and GME to try to catch a bid if SPY can hold this. Looks like IWM try to catch a bounce too. Here it comes. We might get a bid right here, guys.
For whoever was in the YouTube chat asking about Zelia just bounced beautifully right off of that 41.5 mark. I mean, it just bounced right off that thing. And the last time we had a low point like that, if you scale out, was the 3-month mark. So let's hope that bounce off goes right back up.
Yeah, PROG is definitely moving. I haven't seen any kind of.
No, Brenda, you're good. You're good, Brenda.
Vincenzo, yeah, what's happening with the weed stocks? Well, yesterday we started to see a lot of movement coming into Sundial and TLRY, and we're like, what's going on? And there was some talk about a bill being introduced to the House in the coming week for federal legalization, and we assumed that was what was going on. And then we got wind that there was a lot of congressional members putting a whole lot of bets on weed stocks. And we're like, whoa. And then quickly after that, the news came out that the Senate had actually passed a bill for expanding medical research on medical marijuana. And we're like, oh. So there was two pieces of news, and it moved off of the first one that nobody knew about first. All right.
We
Yeah,
got
Crystal has to
PROG
be
at
making a
182.
killing.
I didn't want to take a chance anymore. I got out of my sundials that I had. I got out of my canopy growth that I had with a full refund. I'm happy. I can't really trust those marinara stocks, man. They leave you holding the bag if you don't play them right, and that's for sure, for sure.
Jeff Miller, there's been some good consolidation. I do see it bouncing up and going back into that range. It was just, I don't think there's much of an issue with that one. Jai Hao Chan, sorry if I mispronounced that, dude. Any thoughts on IMPP? I'm not in that one, guys. Anyone in here on IMPP?
Well, let's pull it up here. I know we've been playing it in and out.
I am not PP.
We're children.
Spy trying to make like an inverse head and shoulders here. I'm just looking at the 1 minute, but looking pretty good.
Got a good question there from a David Knight. Can we get a black cactus emoji? I think we should.
That's a very wise suggestion.
We were talking about that the other day, and believe it or
Thanks,
not,
Dave, for the suggestion.
Black cactus in existence. It's pretty awesome.
Watch the bounce on GameStop.
Yeah, Donald, we're aware of Yayo. It's been floating around in our Hell's Trading Floor Discord. So if you want to hop over there and join the community, we've had some discussion on it.
Oh, PROG's really pushing.
I don't know.
Okay, IMPP. Taking a look at the chart right here, it did look like it did complete a gap fill up to 230 just about the other day, and it moved promptly back to the downside. So I'm not sure if this is going to be consolidating into a wedge here. It is still following an upward trend line and did slightly bounce off of that. So if it can base and continue moving north from here, we might get some upward momentum to the top of the wedge, and we'll see if it can get a breakout from there. And at that point, we'd be looking at the first major line of resistance at probably about 285.
I just want to say for the viewers, obviously, Dave Knight, that was me asking that question. I was hoping to get some kind of reaction from my co-hosts, but I don't know whether they just ignored me or...
We would never ignore you.
I just didn't. They just didn't think it was funny, or they just missed it. I don't know. But I just wanted to clear it up, make sure I wasn't trying to mislead any viewers.
Comes a break on GME
and AMC.
To everyone asking for thoughts on MULN, we just mentioned it. It's been having some good consolidation. It's got great consolidation, so it could bounce and go back into that channel. We're just kind of watching.
As far as MULN goes, MULN is been consolidating over the last 2 days into a bull pennant, very bullish pennant. And today, as of this morning on the Ortex data, was showing a 98% squeeze indicator. So it is very bullish right now in the sentiment and the momentum. So right now we're just waiting for it to fill out the bullish pennant that it's been forming over the last 3 or 4 days, break through that level, and push north. So very happy with the consolidation that happened yesterday.
All right, what else you got to do, sweetheart?
And honestly, this 2.8, 2.78 is a line that it used as support and resistance a few times in the past. So, like touching this could end up being a good entry point if it takes a bounce off of here. If it doesn't, the next one underneath it I'm seeing is like a little over 2. So, looking for a hold here, but this could end up being a really good entry point if it uses this as a platform.
GameStop just broke through some major resistance.
Let's go, GME.
150.50 was a big level.
Oh, I'm printing. Jay.
Oh yeah, I kept all of mine from 2 days ago.
For the audio
There goes
listeners,
Amy.
Jimmy just
They're both
broke
rocking.
152. Remember that we have audio only listeners.
Hello.
Okay. GameStop at 151.91, 152.30,
AMC.
highs 152.99. We're gonna bust through that stuff.
It's a good catch.
Flashing her love in her Discord for everybody here. She's in the salon playing "Pump It Up" right now as we speak, here in spirit.
Dill, yeah. Look at this.
Dilly sending the love.
Bro, this is stupid, Boule.
We've got a Augustine Da Vinci asking about a ticker called DCFC. Never even heard of it myself.
Let's see what it is. Oh yeah, that's actually on my watch list. Tritium.
Would we do small tweets of tickers like TD does? I mean, we could. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, it kind of filled out a. Yeah, DCFC filled out a bit of a cup and handle. Shot up over the last 2 days. Yeah, it's got some bullish momentum for sure. It's going to be coming up to the top of this 1032. I think 1030-ish is probably your biggest line of resistance right now. So we're going to see if it's going to. I would say just not knowing anything about the company and not knowing much about this play, looking at volume, it's trending north off of fairly low volume as well. That would be something to watch for. So they might bring it up to that 1030. I would be watching it like a hawk to see if it has any chance of breaking through that or if it might retrace. But without knowing more, that would be just straight technical chart reading. All right. Wow. Amy and Jimmy both taking wind sprints. Take a breather.
I'm trying to get these.
Catch your breath. Wow.
Trying to get these 50-cent PROG calls, but they're not giving me a fill.
Man, PROG is just green candle after green candle.
I have PROG. I have a bunch of $2 for May 20th, but I want more.
I don't think I have any calls left on PROG, but I'm still sitting on about 11,000 shares.
Let's see if it breathes down a little bit. Takes a little breather if it does. I'll buy these. Yeah, Theta's not on my side right now. I mean, what are you doing, man? You look so good this morning, then you just asleep.
You don't say.
Alan Visor is asking about XCUR.
Ooh, XCUR. Yeah, it's a penny stock. It is a penny stock of penny stocks right now.
We don't do many pennies.
Yeah, this is about as slot machine as you can get right now.
Is it OTC?
Pretty much.
Boule, where you at, brother? Someone wants your BKKT knowledge.
Oh man, BKKT along with BBIG and any of that stuff. Watching crypto. Holy mackerel! Crypto's pushing 45.
Calvin Baxter wants to know about the
45 on the
BKKT.
nose. Bitcoin just hit 45.
I haven't even traded it in a while. I have to look at the chart. I like it though, and I know BKKT will take a good ass run whenever crypto's on the move.
Ooh, NIO is trending downwards.
NIO, wrong way.
Thing too, because I'm looking at the flow for this morning, thinking like I might see like some real bearish action, but I mean, this morning the action is bearish so far, but I mean, none of the orders even come close to the size of that one yesterday. Just weird to me.
So the SPY is taking a hit, right? Do you have the SPY up on your charts?
I'll pull it up.
Maybe we can take a look at the levels. I know C-Dub, let me tag him. Okay, I tagged him, that way he can tell us levels as you're charting it as well. Remember guys, Fridays are usually profit-taking days for a lot of the day traders. It's just a normal thing. So you got a runner, you got some money, don't back hold, or if you have multiple positions, not financial advice. You know, it's always good to take profit. You never went broke taking profit.
Big facts. Big facts.
Oh,
Big facts.
more.
Let's go, GME. Look at GameStop, bro. GameStop looking strong. It's catching a bid when the SPY and IWM are taking a hit. I like that. I like that inverse action. That tells me something. That tells me something. Ooh, can't stop about to rip. Pressure bust pipes. I'm gonna put that in the chat. Pressure bust pipes.
Oh yeah, it looks like Tesla's coming down along with MULN, so it looks like EVs just getting hit.
We got some SPY levels dropping in the live stream chat. Mr. C-Dub, thank you very much. We got 454, 450, 448.50, and 446 levels to pay attention to on the SPY.
Come on, Mullen. Why you gotta get smacked around like that?
Could you repeat those one more time?
We've got 454, 450, 448.50, and 446.
Jay Brown, we're happy that you're in here and enjoying the stream, brother. Good to see you.
Ooh, Mullen is pushing down right now. Let's see how far she goes.
No, I don't want to see that.
Let's take some fib readings here. They've been loving to play this on the multi-day charts.
I think I might need an extender. We have too many fucking things on our shit,
I think we've got a good
Mind your language
possibility
there,
to
please.
bounce right here on Mullen at the 61.8 from the last run up. So let's see if it can base right here and bounce. If it can base right here and bounce, get some steam and push back up through this descending wedge that it's been on. It's actually kind of creating a bull flag. We might get some serious movement north. Otherwise, it might flush a little bit more. I think the next major line of support would be, look at it hourly. Yeah, we're kind of at it right now. 260. Yeah, 260. Yeah, it's bouncing. Oh, they're fishing, boys. They're fishing. Fishing, boys. They're fishing.
Somebody's listening to the YouTube and it's delayed a second.
That's a
Yeah.
new sound clip.
They're gonna fight BBIG at $3 today. This is gonna be that pull back down underneath it. They're gonna try and push it back up, and then this thing is gonna. They're gonna algo the crap out
You
of this thing at the
know
end of the
that
day.
because you said that, they're going to do something different just to screw with you.
No, it was the day that I bought this. The day that I bought BBIG, they decided that it wasn't going to do anything anymore.
Sam Cohn. We don't really have predictions for MULN on a bottom, I don't think. I mean, we've got the fib chart that can show us where certain resistance and support levels are, but I'm not exactly sure we have a actual prediction for a bottom on it.
Yeah, you can always look at to Echo's point. You can always zoom out and look at the different patterns on the charts that you're finding, and when what we're doing when we're doing those things. There's no magic to patterns and symbols. It's not voodoo or anything. The charts that you're seeing on here are mapping either human behavior or computers trying to pretend to be humans. So either way, it's going to be human-like. And because people trade, the way people do things when it comes to risk and reward, if they put up a certain amount of risk, oftentimes there's only so much they can take before they're pulling it out or just letting it ride and going to zero. So that's what they play off of. And you can see these major lines of support and resistance by looking at the charts and seeing where these major bounces up and bounces down were. Where did it stop? And how many times did it stop on the same level? So stuff like that is like a million times more insightful than listening to anybody who's calling out numbers on a YouTube stream or anything like that. And that's what we really focus on in the Hell's Trading Floor, because there are so many different ways you can play every play. So I encourage everybody to come on and join us too on the Discord, because we pull a lot of this stuff apart all day during every single trading day.
What kind of day is it gonna be? What are we gonna do?
Alright, I'm running on nothing but VC right now, so you're gonna have to keep me updated on my Wi-Fi router restarts over here on my side.
AMC pushed new intraday high a couple seconds ago for 21.50. GME looks like it's getting ready to try and pop too. It's at what, 152.74. Oh, I turned around to the AMC, but cooling off. Oh, look at those guys.
All right, MULN did find its base at 260. It's almost like you can predict these things somehow.
Hold up, watch your mouth.
Almost. Let's see if it can continue moving north. We want to see this candle really push, at least the next candle or two, push north of this big. I'm on the 5-minute looking at it right now.
Oh, I just got a unusual whales alert. Looks like someone just picked up some TLRY calls for the 850 strike for May 6th.
Have we talked about NIO yet? ISA, is that how you
We
spell it?
talked about NIO. Yeah, essentially NIO is essentially coming off of earnings. The earnings these days are pretty much, unless you come out with unicorns that fart gold, It's a risky play, but we have some suspicion that it might push down and then reverse. So we're waiting to find it. We're waiting to see where it's going to find its base. But the news that came out and the earnings reports that came out weren't terribly bad. The only negative thing that I think you could extrapolate from all of that was they didn't meet expectations on deliveries. So, a lot of that's going to depend on their forward guidance and what that's looking like. But I don't think it's going to go down too much.
Where do we find these unicorns at Park Gold, brother?
Oh man, I'm working on it.
Yeah, and to give more context as well, I actually got into that play yesterday afternoon, just because Unusual Whales had a crazy amount of bullish flow. Someone dropped like $10 million on the $21 strike for April, between selling puts and buying calls. So that's kind of where that came from. So I'm assuming that guy's pretty upset right now, whoever that is. So, I mean, I was just following the money on that one, but whew, he's definitely lost more than I did, apparently.
I was really hoping for some insight and clarification on unicorn farts.
Long on unicorn.
Same person as I believe they're asking where do we think NIO will land.
Let's take a quick peek here.
I just got an alert MULN below 250.
Yeah, it's moving down in this flag. We're gonna see if it can base. Next level would be exactly 251.
I had to cut my 10% loss on that one.
Yeah, it seems as though it's making a higher, to answer that person's NIO question, it seems like it's making a higher low on this 2 hour candle. So I would hope, since it took such a dip, if EV doesn't keep selling off, that hopefully it'll bounce here. Of course, past that, it looks like maybe like 1930, somewhere in that ballpark, could be another area of support.
Somehow my workstation seems to have finally picked up me changing the audio settings. I'm not getting the alerts in my ear anymore.
Nice.
I guess it was probably a restart was needed for some reason on Interactive Brokers.
MULN, you're hurting my heart.
I know, they're really trying to flush this by.
Yeah, that's kind of why I had to do what I did. It had me crying.
Let's see where it lands here.
Everything's taking a little bit of a hit.
What's the word out there, boss? How we looking? I'm still waiting over here on my end.
Let's see, AMC is consolidating around $20.91. The SPY is trying to decide whether or not it's going to get rejected off of 451.40. What else we got?
Jeez, the SPY is literally it's like ticking back and forth on the 0 on the tick, and the trend is right about at 1. Everything is just like standing still and holding its breath right now. Wow. MULN is really fighting a battle here. Over 12 million shares on this 5-minute candle. And it's pushing back up. It's really trying to stay in this flag. Yeah, market's either going up or down, but you can guarantee that every single ticker that you're looking at in the next
Don't say it.
will go
Don't
up.
say it.
Don't you
Man.
do it. Don't you do it.
Balance sheet.
Wow. PROG calls for April 1st haven't moved since the run up. Man. Is it just not updating for me or something? Like they're still sitting at the same price that they were up high.
So
Now they finally moved.
for anybody that's just getting into the stream or been following the stream and keep asking about MULN, personally, as Ruff has been charting MULN and we've been watching it, I would look carefully for anybody wanting to get into MULN and watch for this. This is a good dip to get into if you want to get a new position or average down. But just watch this and see where it goes. I'm looking at it for a new position personally.
Yeah, I'd say we want the rule of thumb when it comes to these things. If you see it trending down, trending up, you never want to catch a falling knife. You wait for confirmation for it to take its breather and start trending back north. And then, come into every single play with a trading plan. Have your points of, where you're willing to take your loss. Look at the charts and see what's the next level of support that it could fall down to if it continues falling south. And when you're looking at the downside and the upside, what's the risk and reward? Are you risking, are you risking $100 to make two? So what's the upside? What's the downside? And wait for it to find space. Wait for that next breather, and choose your entry point there. And it all depends too whether you're playing it short for a day trade, or you're playing it for a momentum swing trade, or you have faith in a company that you're playing long. That's also going to drastically depend on where it's important to make your entry point or not.
And those trading plans, they really can help you eliminate, any mental or emotional baggage that you have with it. It can really help bring clarity and focus to what you're doing to make those better plays and better decisions, as Rob is talking about.
You want to think as
That's
little
why
as
we want
possible.
that's
Once the
that
play is started, you want to think as little as
yeah.
humanly possible, because these algorithms will turn on you like a dime. And if you're sitting there going, it might juke left, it might juke right, and all of a sudden it does a flip over your head, you're going to be standing there like a deer in the headlights. And if you have no plan on what to do in case, it drops to a certain level or moves up to a certain level, you're going to be sitting there waiting to make your decision. And that's exactly what they want you to do, because those few precious seconds is right where they're going to make their next one and make you a bag holder.
Jeez. Am I reading this right? Let me pull this up on stream. Someone just dropped on the 445 SPY calls for June 17th. Someone just dropped $49.9 million.
What?
It was a buy. It was a buy to open, and then it says, "Oh, it might be a multi-leg," and then when I open it up, it's just that one leg.
What?
All right, spin the wheel, throw it on black. Let's see what happens.
I was gonna say, but someone bet 10 million on NIO yesterday, and now there's more bullish flow. Okay, I'm actually just seeing now there's more bullish flow coming in for NIO.
What is happening right now?
I don't understand. I mean, the only thing I can surmise is that maybe it's like them buying back positions, like, but this one was a buy to open, so I don't even know anymore. Someone just bought puts on UVXY, so it looks like people are pretty bullish on the market. Got
Are you going to give me my fill on these prog calls?
Couple million on AFRM.
Nice. All right. Mullins moved back into the flag. It is pushing north. Let's see if it can engulf this left candle on the 5-minute.
Give me my fill. I'm hungry.
SPY with a new height of the day.
Oh, I got plumbing work to do and stuff to do in the attic today. I don't want to leave. Really? You moved the ask up on Prague? It just bounced. Give me my fill. Somebody out there in YouTube land, sell me your Prague calls. I know y'all can hear me. Sell them. Sell them to me.
Somebody said Nile is moving. If BitNile is moving, and then Mullen might be moving with it.
Prague for the poor.
Hey, sir, may I have some more?
We're hitting GME hard there, but I think we might have bounced.
I want some prog, sir.
Please, sir, could I have some more?
I would just like a little bit more prog.
Okay,
just
please,
a little bit more, sir.
Just a little more prog, sir. That's all I'm asking. What are you doing?
Let's have. Why don't we have a vote? See who's got the best.
It's not fair. You have an unfair advantage.
Yeah,
what?
True.
What's that? What are you talking about?
That's British accent. All right. Good day, mate.
Well, we blew right past our daily goal of 69 likes. I didn't even notice. Thank you guys very much.
My goodness.
We have
You saying you don't usually notice 69? That's weird.
I mean,
yeah, it just happens.
And you do it every day. It's just now we need 169. So, ladies and gentlemen, cactuses and likes across the board for the celebration of us all joining together today would be greatly appreciated.
That would look like a really weird train.
Thumbs and cactuses?
You just said like us all joining together, and I just like envisioned the 69 like chain, and was just like, ugh.
You thinking like centipede kind of thing? Or...
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I didn't say I was proud of myself. I just said that's what popped into my head when you said
shotgun. I take the front.
Clear. You pat yourself on the back over there.
God.
We have fun.
What did I join back into?
You
just put on my head. I just put on my headset there.
You don't even want to know. You picked a great time.
Sorry about that, everyone.
It's logical and Dave being logical and Dave. That's about as far as you need to take that one.
SPY cracking above 452, looking pretty strong. New intraday.
Came out to play again.
PROG is taking its bounce.
We
Still never gaining my
have roughly $6 million of bullish money being bet on Tesla for June. Same strike as those SPY calls. So Looks like people are bully on the market.
Percy Haskell. How do I always end up on the weird part of YouTube, buddy?
It's because all of YouTube is the weird part of YouTube.
Yeah, this is a true story.
We're just happy to be your part of the weird YouTube today.
It's not us, it's you.
Ooh, we got SPY pushing 450-250. We got NIO trying to break out of its downtrend after a higher low. Same with MULN. Let's get it going.
Sinjits, your
took
69
a perfect
shade.
bounce off that support line too. Wow.
Send it.
And still didn't give me my fill.
Fidelity with zero shares available to borrow for GME right now.
It's okay. Magic market makers will find some for them.
Those magicians have some weird ass hats.
And just keep reaching in there and finding GME shares to let everybody have. Like, oh, I found another one.
Another one.
This one was in the couch. Here, you want this one?
Short it.
Thank you for all your cactuses. And we are about to hit our another goal of 160. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, Doug TV, thank you very much. Hello, people. I'm on my way. My 15-minute break at work. Just jumped on the live. Can you feel me on what's going on with SNDL? Well, SNDL and TLRY had quite an interesting evening. Let's take a peek at what's going on. So, opened up at around 86 cents. It came down to about 78, popped back up to its 86, and it's kind of been selling off in a little channel ever since then. Right now, it is actually based 3 times around 76.61, so hopefully if it can hold this area we might see a turnaround with the rest of the market here soon. But thank you, Doug TV. That was very, very sweet of you for sending that super chat.
And to be fair, if you look at Sundial compared to the other weed stocks, the other what do we call them, marinara stocks?
Marinaras.
The other marinara stocks, they're all doing the same thing. So it's not out of the ordinary for what it's doing right now. It's running with everything else.
Yep. Grom. Grom. Oh wow. Yeah, it's up pretty nice here. $1.07 to $1.20 still pushing. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, could definitely be heading for a nice break of this range. Let's see. Yeah, it's only tapped the outside of the range twice, but certainly could. If it gets above that $1.25 mark and holds, you could definitely be in for some interesting movement there, because there is quite a bit of upside. Downside is, near about 80 cents, so definitely a decent range of price action there. Alright, what are we doing? Everything's kind of trying to make up its mind. SNDL and other cannabis stocks are just popping because of legislation speculation. Unless pretty much just news on potential, I think it was federal decriminalization, and of course the medical research expansion that came out in aftermarket. So hopefully they actually bear some fruit. Thank you, Mr. Jason Collins. Yes, sir. Thank you for that super chat. Can you look a good entry for IMPP?
Price targets.
Whoa. Right there.
Price targets.
Right, I was going to say we're not giving any price targets or anything, but we can definitely look at supports and all that good stuff. Alright. Well, it seems to be at a pretty important price right now, because it came down, had a pretty nasty little sell-off, a little gap down here, and then it finally based, moved up. It was trying to, reclaim that, couldn't quite do it. Now it's back at that level again. If it breaks down past $1.60, you could definitely see, the lower range of $1 possibly, just from a technical standpoint. And of course, all the way back down to the beginning of this run-up was 45 cents. So yeah, I think it's kind of at a little bit of a do or die point now. So I would just watch this level really carefully and maintain your risk tolerance. That's all I can say about that.
Not financial advice.
Yeah. I mean, I do have that in giant letters on the YouTube stream, so I hope that's kind of implied.
Are they really too giant though, or are they not giant enough?
Well, they're pretty giant, and there's an exclamation point and everything.
Ooh, MULN is finally, I think, making its move out of the flag.
That's what I was just about to bring up. Good call, good call. It looked like it went to that 250, 255 range for the bounce off.
Man, we need some background music for the stream.
Yeah, does anyone know a source for non-copyrighted stuff?
Dilly and I are kind of working on putting something together for some royalty-free, something that I can stream directly for just low background for when there's dead air,
I can connect my my drum machine, my TRIS, I've forgotten the number.
And we actually got about 250 people in here. That's a decent sample size. Would you guys say yes or no to music? And if so, what kind? If you could comment, I'd be curious to see. I'm assuming
Can you put votes up?
Thing, but... Oh yeah, that's right.
Can you put votes up on that?
Can create poll.
I'm just gonna throw Dilly's request in there for some sea shanties, just so that's out in the ether.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing the lo-fis. I'm seeing the lo-fis. Black metal. We can get down with that. We can get down with that.
Yeah, if we can get some, I don't know, a spatula, some Slayer.
There's always that one request for just death metal.
Some Cannibal Corpse. Sepultura.
Oh, we actually got a couple of no votes, surprisingly, yeah.
GameStop's breaking out of a little downward channel it's in.
Yeah, AMC's following suit. PROG took a perfect bounce off of an old support line at 1.72.
What happened with GameStop?
GameStop is just breaking out.
Lots of some suggestions for some prog music. So was that prog metal? Someone said we could go for all kind of progressive music, prog house,
heavy dubstep. I like.
Is there prog heavy dubstep?
MULN actually held right on that. It's still hovering right around that 2.52 line. Man, it's almost like TA.
Some prog rock, of course.
It's almost like TA knows what it's doing sometimes. If you draw the lines and it's just like, maybe they're magnets. Maybe it just like brings stuff to it. Maybe if I move the line up. I'm going to try and move the line up, see if that works.
Elevator music. I like that. Mullet rock. Thank you, Coin Boy. Yeah. Prog medieval hip hop.
Yep. So volume right there for GameStop really picked up. That was the biggest minute candle of the day.
Oh boy. Take a peek at it. GME.
Cats?
Yep.
If you see the mod chat.
Let me take a look.
Hey, shout out Duck TV. I appreciate that, man.
Got
I
you.
appreciate the super chat.
Thank you, Fairdane's Lever. I will. I don't know if we're gonna stream straight through. So if we do take a break, I might try and set that up with like OBS and get it all ready to go.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm just saying. I've been using several of those albums earlier, and they're all made by a streamer for streamers.
Oh, sweet. Okay. I figured there was something like that. We just haven't really checked around, but that's awesome. Perfect.
Can we reach out to the Grillionaires and ask them about their brilliant tunes?
I'm sure we could.
Yeah, so with the recommendations over here, Mongolian throat singing, I'm on with this.
Bro,
Good stuff right there.
Anyone in the audience know the Grillionaires? They can connect us up, maybe.
Let's go, GameStop.
Trinity with the Christmas music, right on. Somebody got my vibe.
You know what I can do? I can always tap some of my my label connections and see. I know a few music licensing and licensing companies and a few labels, and see if I can negotiate us some rights to some stuff.
That'd be cool. Like music that people actually know. You mean?
Yeah. Actual
that'd be really cool.
Artists.
Come on, GameStop. Come on, GameStop.
Ooh,
give me
GameStop
the
is
1K.
went off my screen for a second.
I feel like Christian rock for Hell's Trading Floor would be a little awkward.
No, that'd be perfect.
You need to do that.
Let's go, GameStop.
Oh wow!
You need to do
Important message. We're 7 likes away from 169. I'm so sorry. I had to bring that up.
You gonna feel this one?
I'm surprised the church hasn't come after us harder. For all the profit taking.
But it's
anyone? Anybody?
What's that doing? I mean, GME is running. AMC ain't doing nothing. I'm waiting for my computer to come up. I ain't got none of my charts. Hurry up! Come on, computer.
Hey, that works sometimes. Keep going at it.
I'm missing my charts.
Oh, 169. There you go. Ding ding.
Where? That one. GME 169. What?
No. The likes. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to excite. You need to get your computer back up, dog. I'm gonna keep giving you heart attacks with wrong numbers.
I'm trying to look at this down.
3,426 million.
Keep playing with me. Keep playing with me. I got a $3,000 bet on GME. I'm trying to get
Sundial trying to turn back.
I think MULN is officially quoted in saying, "I am bouncing.
I'm done with it."
Ruff, you gotta be careful throwing out that random ass hot number for GME too. There's a lot of people out there that think that could possibly happen sometime soon.
And how big of a rock star would I be if I nailed it?
Yeah, you just like 43,622,000. It's like, and today GameStop. Oh my god.
Well, it would be probably the collapse of the entire world's financial system. But, yeah.
Living with love. What's the cactus mean? You know what? That is an absolutely great question. In order to figure out what the cactus means, there is a video on this very channel that you can view, and it stands out because of the amount of cactus-related title. And when you watch that video, you will understand why the cactus is now our symbol.
You've heard of an
you also understand why we can't explain it.
Yeah, we pretty much said, okay, we're gonna let the cactus video get demonetized, but we can't even explain what's in the cactus video for fear with this one getting demonetized. So.
It's a Keister egg.
Nice.
Didn't expect that.
True Demon's got a way with words. Let's put it that way. Make feel all tingly inside. Quite literally.
Everything took this W turnaround right now. Everything on my screen right now just took that same W turnaround.
Well, let's go.
Let's check out the mayonnaise.
MULN MacD about to touch tips, baby.
Turning.
Thank you, Baby Shart. Your name really does make my day.
Say baby shark.
Baby Shart, and I read his name yesterday, and I just read it out loud to myself for the first time, and I just immediately started belly laughing. I don't know why I called him.
Yeah, Captain Insano, I would feel like Boulay calling the spy yesterday like a boss. That was funny. He hit that on the nose, too. That was right on the nose.
Okay, well, it looks like I'm just not going to get filled for PROG.
All right, GME taking a little breather down to 153.50 and chilling. Come on, Neo, make my morning, afternoon, weekend, please. You have depressed me thus far.
Oh, this is going to get so weird if I have to go upstairs and work and try and listen to this in the background.
We'll make it extra dirty for you.
I appreciate that. You know how I like it.
Oh, of course, rough and fast.
At least this time I won't be sitting out in public inside an office waiting in a waiting room having everybody post all kind of stuff.
Oh, that was the greatest day.
That was the greatest day ever.
It
was hilarious.
Back before we honed back before we honed in the Discord, and when we were in obviously the other channels at certain points, I'd be at work all the time when I was on with you guys, and I could almost never open the Discord if I was anywhere near anybody. I was as I just knew 90-10, 90 being yes, there will be some sort of vulgarity or something that will get me fired on my screen.
For everybody in the Discord or the YouTube who was not quite around yet for this magical day, Mr. Logical Chaos was at the doctor's office with his gigantic phone propped up on the table, and you wouldn't believe some of the colorful gifts that we were sharing with him that prompted the old woman sitting next to him to get up and walk away.
Oh,
never been judged that intently and so out in the open ever in my entire life until when that sweet little old lady looked right at my phone and saw one of the gifts and just looked me dead in my eyes, and you could read the hell is wrong with you right on her face, and it was I didn't even post that. You can see me. I'm sitting here. That wasn't me.
And just
what kind of friends do you
just
have?
to clarify for everyone listening, this is a clean Discord that you can have open at work. We don't send anything vulgar in the main text chat. I think this is more of a just for everyone so they could be aware if you are thinking of joining. You're well, I can't now. You can. It's only limited to the debauchery that is us personally. It's not not in the actual main thing.
Floor has many circles.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is true.
And you decide what circles to enter.
I was definitely in the wrong one that day, and she made it very well known.
Spy is really hitting it now.
Yeah, it's cruising.
All right, MULN trying to break that downtrend officially. Let's do it.
Yeah, sneaking out. You know, it's interesting, too, because it started to curve as soon as BitNile started to trend down. Curious.
Do you think they're playing against? You think the people in it are playing against each other? They're moving from one to the other?
Alt holdings. Mr. Alt on both BitNile and MULN.
Let's go, GameStop. Stop playing with me. What is Bobby doing? Bobby trying to get me a refund? Let's go, Bobby. Get up there, Bed Bath & Beyond. That's Bobby, guys.
You still having problems with your computer, Boulay?
Man, I'm on my phone. I'm trying to watch one chart at a time.
Oh, I hate that. Something goes down and you're like, ding, 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 trying to go through.
Yeah, I'm about to call him and see if it's anything right there, but I'm going to try it one more time.
Who's your provider?
Spectrum.
Uh,
I think we might be getting some live action.
yeah, I'm seeing a lot of outage reports for a couple different providers: Cox Cable,
Ooh, here we go. We back
AWS,
up.
Google Fiber. Looks like there's some outages.
Here we go. All right, I'm gonna hop on my PC real quick. I'm
Oh,
gonna test my
and
mic.
Spectrum is showing a small uptick in outages as well, just to let you know.
Broke my little heart.
What time is it?
It looks
Ugh.
like Biden's speaking with the troops somewhere live right now on Fox.
He was supposed to go to Europe or something, right? Or he
Yeah.
was supposed to. Yeah, I see that shit.
The market is oddly quiet. I mean, overall,
Right?
yeah, the sky's running up, but if you're looking at the tick and the trend and just overall, I mean, we've got some runners, but overall, the market is not what it was at the beginning of the week.
That's what's so odd, because I mean, like, SPY's moving, but Tesla is moving, but like not quite with the same ferocity, and I mean, same thing from a lot of the larger caps like Nvidia and all these others. I'm not seeing a whole lot of movement along with the SPY so far.
JOBY had a little movement at the open.
Joby.
You hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, there's. Yay.
All right. Back on.
Mr. Boulay.
At Joby, man, I had a position in Joby for like 3 months and never did anything. And I'll see.
Yeah. Joby's
That's
cool
crazy.
too, man. I like their product. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, that was a fun looking, like, I don't know, I guess it's a helicopter.
Yeah, we're looking at
It's like a drone, basically.
Yeah.
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 That's cool.
I guess they're going through their FAA approval process. Where did that article go?
All right, so now we are
we were
seeing...
deep in those videos. Remember, Fitz?
We are starting to see movement in the Qs and the tech sector a bit. GME, AMC trying to push a little. NIO's back over 20, thankfully, and MULN just got a 1-minute buy signal. Is trying to push over this range.
Good news on NIO.
Ooh, my charts are back up. They look good.
See, that's all you had to do. You just needed to get off for a couple minutes. I've had that happen. I've like go to get coffee. I'm gone for not 30 seconds, and I come back, and I'm like, this is so much different than when I left. Everything.
Wow, look at that. Look at GameStop, bro. Sheesh.
Yeah,
Position.
their best shot they got us at 47. That was all they had.
Yes, sir. Check. I'm about to put this in chat, bro. Check this position out, bro. Now you see why I'm so
Are you screenshotting?
into watching G. Yeah, I'm trying, but I'm too quick for my computer sometimes.
I don't know. There's rules around screenshots.
I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in live stream chat.
I'm sorry, but straight. This is another one like that was from earlier, and if someone knows Unusual Whales Flow better than I do, because I use it a lot, but I don't know all the nitty gritty of it. Like, there's another $50 million single leg bullish bet for June on WDAY. I don't even know what that is.
Oh shit, that was me. I'm sorry, that was me.
J Ruff.
Oops.
But it just like stuff like that is insane to me, because we're seeing all these crazy bullish bets, and I really do wonder, is it like some sort of trickery or something like that? Maybe something I'm misreading, but
let me dive in. But yeah,
and it's on the ass side, like, you know.
Usually stuff like that's a spread or a multi-leg.
Yeah, it's not. That's all. It's just like what? Like what?
What ticker are you looking at?
It's just got a print on Unusual Whales WDAY for June $200 calls. They dropped $46.1 million.
June $20. All right.
200.
Jeez.
200.
Like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? Like,
bro, this GME cards. This looks so stupid. Wow.
CWDAY.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't panic yesterday. I'm real glad.
For real, I was panicking, bro. I was negative like $400, and then just went up to like negative 600. I was like, no. And then this morning, positive 900. Come on, bro.
See,
Come on,
and I just pulled up Workday's chart, and it makes me curious because it had been selling off for quite a while. It hit that bottom, made two successful, now a third successful higher low. So maybe they're just going for the fact that it's technically going to have an edge of going higher, and they went deep because I mean it's 240 right now, and they did $200 calls. They're pretty deep in the money, so I guess you could assume it's just a deep pockets whale that's trying to make like a relatively safe technical play. But 50 mil though, it just seems like a lot to drop on one thing.
Bobby making a move to Bed Bath and Beyond.
I need my refund on Bed Bath and Beyond, bro. For real. Let me see what I need. Bed Bath and Beyond. I have a 2350. It's negative 8.9%, but that's almost $200.
Yeah, I love that news this morning that Ryan Cohen's making the same moves for there that he did with GameStop. He's trying to put some people on the board. He's trying to take control of Bed Bath & Beyond as well.
So it looks like they might be positioning Genpact selects Workday to help scale its business and support. So it looks like they are consolidating 30 different CRMs and SAPs into one platform for finance and HR. I actually helped build one of these things for a large company who will not be named on a live stream. But this kind of stuff is big money.
Boy, Jimmy is looking spicy, boy.
Pat, do you have that print posted somewhere, or is it off of Unusual Whales?
It was Unusual Whales, but I can post it.
I can find it if you don't.
Yeah, if you just do pretty much orders over 50,000 at the ask, you'll see it within the last like 10 minutes.
Okay, so 2 days in a row, then the same size, a lot of 10,000, buying $200 calls for 617.
Oh, that is 2 days in a row. Oh, I didn't even see that.
So it was a buy to open tagged to yesterday. So I'm no, it's a buy as well today. So it's not a sell.
Right.
So they're adding to their position.
Yeah, so bumped it up from 50 to 100 million. Like, and that's a similar kind of symptom of what happened yesterday when I posted the NIO print. I'm like, you dropped 20 million, like you're not sure like how this is gonna go. Like, so it just makes me think that it's gonna rebound from there, but maybe they're pulling some sort of, oh well, I'm actually like double that amount short, so I bought calls to hit, like who knows, but
is there dividends or earnings coming up? It doesn't look like they have dividends now.
I was gonna say usually Unusual Whales will put that little tag on it, but it has neither that I can see.
It doesn't, no.
This is where I get lost in the sauce sometimes. I'm just kind of like, this seems so like a standing out in your face type of thing, but is it that way on purpose? Like, what's the deal,
Someone sold $200 puts the day before on the 23rd for $1.8 million. Size greater than open interest. So someone created a lot of open interest on the $200 puts.
GME look like it wants to break again, bro. Wow, this call is about to pop.
If we can get through 160, actually like 159, we might push all the way to 169. A lot of resistance there, though.
I mean, that's just Yeah, there's always going to be a lot of resistance in anything that ends in 69 or 420. Do you see the crowd that's been trading this?
Speaking of which, we did pass our goal of 169 likes. Thank you all very much. We're now pushing 200. The vote is actually surprisingly split for the background music. It's 57% yes, 43% no right now from 136 votes. Kind of surprising. I figured more people would hate the dead air, but
I mean, it's not. If we put it on, it's just going to have to be low in the background. That way, we don't, drown out your sweet sultry voice, and especially Boulet's sweet sultry voice. We need to be able to hear him whisper.
We need all the sultries.
It might have been the suggestion that we play sea shanties so that put people off.
And then just like a pouring of no votes come in. Yeah, Britney Spears is my number one contender, Mr. Occam's, but
come on, Bobby, get your butt back up there, boy. We ain't got time to be playing games with you today.
I bet a lot of people just like streaming their own music in the back.
Yeah, true.
Where Discord, you can turn it up, turn it down, turn it off. Request.
Ooh, IWM and Spy looks like they want to pump again. Where's all this money coming from, bro? It's Friday. People are
5 more minutes.
selling all their stuff.
I got 5 more minutes, then I have to get to work.
No.
I'll still be there. I just won't be able to come off mute that quickly. I'll be messing around. I can't even say that.
So I'm looking at Workday's chart, and if you start going back every single day, at the end of day, beginning of day, there's huge volume spikes. Just like no trading through most of the day, and then huge volume spikes at both like open, close, and some of them in this like intraday, just right in the middle. And I'm wondering if they have been I wonder if this has something to do with the calls that have been bought. Because the stock has had a lot of volume on those times, but it hasn't necessarily spiked up or down. It's just been in a channel.
Ooh. PROG's doing this same pattern that IRNT did recently. But hold on, let me figure this out before I say so.
I'll change my vote to yes if TD raps about the stock prices. I will seriously bring that up to him and tell him he has to keep it going.
You have to give the people what they want.
I want you to spit bars, TD. I don't know what to tell you.
Give the fans what they need.
All right, here we go. Let's go. We're back at it again. 155.75. We need 156. We need 160. We need it now. Come on.
Living with love, I do construction, and let me tell you how much I appreciate you all. It's amazing having a pulse on these plays. Hell yeah, man. Well, I'm glad we could be of some assistance.
Where the hell is TD, and why is he letting these guys turn his goals into a bunch of dudes monitoring their portfolios? Who is this guy? Haters not allowed.
That's a good question, actually. I like to.
I don't know who put us in charge either, to be completely honest with you. I mean,
Yeah,
seems like a
TD's
mistake.
at work, man. TD he's a real job. He's a real hacker, man. You gotta let him work.
That
We do
comment
this all
reeks of
day.
somebody from our Discord.
We do
That
this
reeks
all
of
day.
I
somebody
feel
from
like
our
I
Discord
recognize that
trolling.
name. Like I've seen him comment before, and I feel like he said positive things. I don't know. Maybe.
Watch, here goes GameStop. Come on, give me the break. Give me the break. He's at work, man. He actually works for a living. Like me. I mean, I don't have a job, but you know, I'm working now, and my coworkers are Cat, J Ruff, Bits. Those are my coworkers and my family.
Yo, you got to talk to your HR department. They're hiring all kind of riffraff.
Yeah, do they even drug test any of us?
Yeah, right.
They did. They didn't hire the people who came back negative.
Right.
Sir, you were not
My
nearly
coworkers
intoxicated
are
enough to work here.
Nowhere near.
Yeah, where is Scrap Queen? She's got to be around here somewhere.
They're
AMC.
They're my 4 Yorkies and my 6 Frenchies. Those are my coworkers.
Yeah.
Those are your employees.
Go do my bidding.
Right?
Get me a coffee. It's funny too, because I actually do think about that from time to time, because I used to work a job where I was working like 6 days a week most of the time, and there for long hours and stuff with a lot of the same people. So you start to develop those, even if it's like not on purpose, you just, around people a lot. And then I started to feel the same way. I'm like, yeah, I do have new coworkers, even though we're all just like internet stranger goofballs. It's pretty cool.
For real, right?
We ain't strangers no more.
Yeah, no, we all know each other way too well now.
You spend 9+ hours a day with each of you guys and gals for, I don't know, it's been 3 months now for me. And you guys have been doing this longer too. Holy moly.
That's what's wild. Yeah. It's been over, like, as far as from the core, people like Boule and Dilly and TD and people that I've known since the start, it's been over a year, which is wild to think about.
Yeah, we're going on like 14 months or something like that.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit longer than that, bro, because we're in MULN gang for quite a hot minute.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was...
You forgot blessed little cotton socks here.
Blessed little of course, Dave. There's just too many cool people to name. That's all.
Dave is our resident golf announcer with his new microphone.
Our resident sex symbol, apparently, according to chat.
Oh, sexiest man alive.
Boule, check the live stream chat. I will be training my next pit to do this for me.
Yeah, I seen this. I seen that, bro.
I found this on YouTube after it was like, I think I had my dog for like 3 or 4 years at this point, so it was like, oh, this is going to be a little bit difficult to try and train him to do it like 4 or 5. It was like, oh, next pity I get, he's going to be taught at a very young age to get me beers out of the fridge.
That's fun.
Yeah,
so L wants to know if we are all together in one place. We are not. We are actually spread all over the world. There are clusters of us who happen to be in same regions and cities, but we cover the globe.
Yeah. To answer, someone had a question about BFRI. It looks like it was trying to push out of its range that it's been in for a little while, but it hasn't quite. It's actually right at the top of it. It looks like it's trying to hold on to that 321 level roughly. Then past that, you really want to say breakout of 350. Of course, failing that, you could see retracement to the 270s and the mid 2s as well. So definitely be careful with this pop of volume. But if it holds this breakout of this range and can get enough power to push above the trend line, that could be interesting.
AMC went for intraday high a second ago as well, just to keep everybody updated. 20 to 21.55 right now. It popped above the trend.
Progenity is walking beautifully up this trend line and coming to an end of a wedge.
I'm seeing a lot of bullish flow coming in for SPY right now, but I don't trust it.
Yeah, the tick is still, the tick's at 30. Like, it's been stapled to that center line the whole day.
Yeah, like someone just dropped another $23 million on SPX calls for June 17th. Like they're all targeted June 17th.
All right, I gotta run, people. I gotta get started on my construction crap going on today.
Go,
But
Garrett.
I will be listening to you, and I'll try and pop back every now and then if I have anything good. But I won't be able to watch charts and stuff for the rest of the day. So holler out and yell if anything crazy happens.
You got it.
Thank you, Cyrus. Have a good one.
Man.
You too.
Yeah, AMC looking tough, man. The only thing I got on AMC are those crazy YOLOs that we got the other day, those 38s. I have bought back into them, and
yeah, I'm still rocking a few of those.
You got those?
Yeah, I got a 25 for next week. Also, yeah, GameStop's hit 157, 1, 2, 3. It's going for its fourth time here. Did this yesterday too. Tap it 4 times and then break out on the 5th. So,
what are you thinking after that, Fitz?
Like, I mean, we seem to be going up every 250, but we have, like I was saying earlier, 169 is where there's going to be a lot of pushback. And then I don't know, after that, 180 is the next huge resistance. But we seem to be fighting every $2.50.
If you look at the trend from the all-time high, looking at it, we're not actually there yet, but I don't show that we break the trend until we get to like 161 maybe. So I'm looking for a straight push after we break the trend. I mean, it might get rejected, but I think we might push through. It looks real good, bro. I mean, just look at it on the daily. The daily has got a price, it's just green. That's all it is.
Yo, Tony, that's a good question. Where is everyone at in chat? I'm actually super curious about that. If you guys want to post, not your address or anything, but like a larger city, state, country, whatever you prefer. But I'm curious to see where everyone's from around here. LA, Maine, Montreal, Doobie,ville, DC, nice.
There we go, GameStop. 158.
New York City, Ireland, Virginia,
Is this the break, bro?
Hey, just real quick before I leave, just to if anybody else is seeing it or hasn't seen it, take a look at CEI. It's bouncing off of this bottom trend line that it's been riding for the last, I don't know, since the end of February 23rd. All of the bottom points that it has had, it's bounced right off of the bottom trend, and it looks like it's turning around now.
Yeah, CEI's pushing. It's almost at 90 or almost at 88 cents now, as you were talking.
We did also just receive some confirmation that a certain demon might be gracing us with his presence today on the street.
Oh.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Look at GameStop, bro.
Ruff, take a look at the chart that I threw in the live stream chat. If you can confirm what I'm seeing on there.
Right.
I'm telling you, bro, GameStop ain't broke the trend yet, bro. It's gonna battle right there.
Yeah.
Check it out. It's in live stream chat. This is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I wanted to see.
Oh yeah,
I have it right there, bro.
I like that. If it continues to confirm that bounce, that's bouncing right off the trend. They just, see, that's one of the things I've been noticing too. They'll do these upward channels and drop it out of the bear flag to bounce off of a trend line and really push. So if we get some volume moving in and it starts moving north, that's pretty telling.
Yeah, 158.01 goes back to June 15th. That's our low there. We seem to be bouncing off all these past lows pretty well.
Bobby, get your ass up there, Bobby.
Oh yeah.
Up there, Bobby. Just real quick, while I'm on here real quick, got Norway, LA, Maine. Did you already read all these, Cat? Georgia, Virginia, in his kitchen over here, St. Louis, Connecticut, Kentucky. You got Minnesota, Atlanta, Florida, Arkansas, Maine, Oklahoma, Atlanta, Chicago, Wisconsin. Wow, London, Antonio, Texas, Colorado, Georgia, Wisconsin, Canada. What are you talking about? Me, myself, personally, I'm from home of the Dallas Cowboys, home of the Dallas Mavericks, home of the Texas Rangers, Dallas, Texas.
Whoa,
Look at Spy.
massive red candle on PROG right now. Looks like some stop-loss fishing to me.
Yeah, Spy and IWM are taking a hit, but look at GameStop.
That's what we need.
Oh man, we got a lot of.
I love that. You know how I feel about that inverse action fits.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know how I feel about that.
When we start seeing that, watch out.
Got a lot of areas in here, man. That's Connecticut, Atlanta, Florida, Arkansas, Maine, Oklahoma, Atlanta, Chicago, San Antonio, Colorado, Denmark. Hell yeah! What is Demon's name? Well, his legal name is True, and then last name's Demon. Middle name, I'm assuming, is Cactus.
It's not anything nefarious or anything. The reason he does have to kind of keep himself a little bit more private is actually because of his regular job. He does work in cybersecurity, so he does have some responsibilities, pretty hefty ones, outside of Hell's trading floor, which is primarily the main reason he stays private for the time being.
Ooh, Spy's taking a hit down to 450.30. Let's see how this goes.
He has said if this gets to a point where he can be doing this HTF full time, then he would. But he would have a reveal potentially at some point there.
Yeah, you guys might be able to see if we can get this to take off enough. You might be able to see him take his mask off.
Oh damn!
That would be quite the event.
Yeah, there's some news out there.
Yeah, what is? Does anyone have news or anything like that? Spy's really pushing down.
Oh, Monkey See, Monkey Do Barbecue, Dallas, Texas. I have to come check that out, brother.
You do have oil that bottomed out today at like 108 and is now back up over 110. That $110 level on oil is pretty reactive to the SPY in the last couple of weeks. So without seeing anything specific that would impact the market, I would say that oil is a pretty big driving factor right now.
I got a Phil Fitz.
On what?
There's
Yeah, I got rid of it, brother.
Good job. Nice job, dude.
I came up on it was $1,000 play. I made $1,000 profit. I'm happy.
That's great.
You see, there's some missile strike reported missile strike at some oil facility, I think, in Saudi Arabia.
Oh boy!
On that, anything else I can get rid of that's in the green right now? Not much. What are you doing, Bobby? Bobby, I'm negative $7, but I kind of want to get rid of it. I'm not sure. I don't like the way the SPY's looking, bro. IWM. Get a bounce and have like engulfing candles to eat up that negative pressure, then I'll get back in. But right now, I don't know.
Ooh, SPY below 450.
Yeah.
Oof.
Kind of weird.
Big.
So I just posted something in the live stream chat for some advanced technical analysis. If people are curious about how some of us read some of these charts and support and resistance, and but primarily one of the things I've been focusing on is multi-overlaying patterns on intraday and multi-day charts. So if you look at Corgenity right now, you saw this big pennant forming and created this nice wedge that they just dropped it out of. They dropped it what happens to be at the exact line of a upward channel that's been forming over the last couple of days. And now it dropped directly down from there, and I want to see if it bounces and catches itself on the lower part of this channel. This could be a really good example of what some of these players with big money in the game do to shake people out of positions, scoop up shares before they trend north. And this is where some of our wiser, more wrinkly brains in our Discord would say, the trend is your friend, and when in doubt, zoom out.
Yeah,
Right now on Virginity, we want to see it catch itself here and hopefully stay in this upward trend line. It's still got some room to move outside of this channel, but still showing upward momentum, even though it just took quite a red candle.
What's Tesla looking like? Now I want to hop in some Tesla. Or I don't know. Maybe I can get back in this. I can get back in GME. If it goes down a little bit, because that right there, that small hit that you're looking at right there, that would have been at least $100 in my portfolio.
We'll see what happens. I mean, it's hanging out around 155 still.
Yeah, it's still chilling there, bro. I don't doubt it at all.
I took profit on.
I don't know what's going on with the SPY and IWM. Something's going on with that, and it just looks wonky.
Yep. Yeah, I took some profit
I'm
too.
Bed Bath & Beyond. It's all good. Oh, you did? That's good, bro. I'm glad.
Yeah, I had a few open, like quite a few. So that was good. You inspired me. Thank you.
I gotta take profits, bro.
Yeah.
We can't be just watching our stuff die.
Yeah, especially after yesterday. It's a blessing to be back.
I don't mind putting some, like maybe a quarter of my position back in for, like, you know what I'm saying, for next week or something.
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
I'm watching. I'm gonna wait real quick just to see.
I have a 175 for next week.
Oh, you still got skin in the game.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I gotta get a small position, a very small one at least. Let me see.
Yeah, they're not very small anymore.
They don't want to give me a fill. Why? Oh, that's why.
It's running is why. Yeah. Go games. See, that's what happens. You know what? Whatever. I'm okay with it.
I mean, bro, I made 1,000 off that. I'm willing to put a little bit in there. You know what I mean? I'm gonna wait. It's all good.
Even those end of chain ones are expensive as hell. The 510s in April are like $130.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'd rather do some AMC.
Look at that, yeah.
Why isn't AMC up?
Good point,
bro. AMC is up 6.5%.
I think it meant up on the chart.
Oh, probably.
I was like, what the? Hold on, man.
It's because GME and AMC look exactly the same. So usually when I alternate charts, I'll take that one off.
Bro, they heard us talking about selling. GameStop's about to go. Tested 158 again.
This is kind of an interesting news article I'm reading, kind of off the conversation we were having this morning about cannabis stocks and the money going to the banks and using cryptocurrency and decentralized systems as exchanges. And it does sound off of Benzinga. There's this really cool article saying that cannabis operators with connections to the Metaverse tell Benzinga that the Web3 should offer cannabis and more opportunities that current online offerings. And it goes through to talk about Decentraland and the Metaverse and Facebook, and kind of has a connection into the cannabis and the cannabis culture getting onto the decentralized platform.
Very interesting. Have you ever been to Decentraland?
I've no, not really. I've read a little bit about it. That's Mana, right? Decentraland's Mana.
Yeah. And it's the Metaverse basically. It's the beginnings of it. It's pretty cool. There's like, Loopring has a headquarters there. I've been searching for GameStop Easter eggs there because there's all kinds of cool stuff in Decentraland. Vinny in our Discord has been there quite a bit. He actually showed me around.
Saying that Facebook is to prohibit cannabis online in Web 2 and Web 3. So take that for what you will.
See how that works out for him.
Like, we're just trying to work on getting it federally legalized. Now it's digitally legalized. The hell?
Yeah, that's the other part of this article that I haven't got to yet is until federal laws change, cannabis will face the same scrutiny in the metaverse and Web 3.0 as it faces online today because of the same concerns that exist.
I wonder if you get like metaverse jail. I wonder if like Zuckerberg himself comes up like like throws you in.
You get caught in the metaverse.
I picked up some GME. I didn't go too
crazy. I'm looking, man. It's so expensive right now.
I picked up some AMCs too. But I still got a bit of buying power. I'm going to just let that chill right there in case something pops up here in a minute. In case SPY decides to keep in the crap.
Yeah, it looks like it might want to break down again. I'm not sure.
That rebound by GameStop was really impressive, though. It just shook all that off.
See, and this is a good example of why the flow confuses me sometimes, because we were just talking about all those bullish orders that came through, and then the SPY just tanks. And there seems to be no real rhyme or reason to how that lines up.
I think some of it just breaks down to not being able to fully understand live if it's a sell to open, buy to open situation, and if they're closing out that open interest or not. And that's the most tricky part about unusual whales or any kind of live options flow. You really don't know your changes in open interest until the next day.
Right.
I mean, some of them, they mark them, but some of those orders that I guess if it was being labeled bullish, you could just have to break down the premium on that call side, but some of it could be just them closing that out.
What were you looking at for AMC, Boule?
I grab AMC. Oh, well,
I got a day trade.
got some 40s, but
in the money for today is $72. Zero
Oh, you're talking about a
DP.
day trade?
Yeah, maybe. I got one.
I picked up some 22s for May the 6th.
Any suggestions for 0 days to expiry option plays out there, guys?
Yeah, be fast.
Don't.
Yeah, no, I'm looking for. I know.
Don't hold.
Thinking like where?
I mean, day of expiry, my mind always goes just to the SPY. If you're a SPY options player, just find some kind of weakness or support and play a few, 1 minute or 5-minute candles of momentum. But
thank you. Salute.
Tell this is the moment where everybody is meticulously drawing lines.
Oh, I'm reading about Docker. I'm trusting in you to shout out if anything crazy happens.
Day trading shows are exciting, but imagine a long-term hold show watching the paint dry. And he's like, all right, I just placed my position, and I'll see you guys in about a year. Weird day. Mercury, yeah, it is kind of a weird day. We're seeing some whips on and some indecision, but we're going to be hanging out for a while. Shall see.
That welcome to the Metaverse gift in chat is cracking me up right now.
All right, SPY cracked down through 449.50.
Right, MULN's trying to catch itself on what is one of the fib retracement points, the 61.8 from one of the big multi-leg run-ups. Just about double bottomed. We'll see if it can catch itself and turn north and make a nice little George W.
What were you talking about?
MULN.
I'm
trying to scare a lot of people today.
Yeah. Looks like MULN and NIO are pretty much following the same pattern right now.
I'm not buying it.
Did something just happen in Europe? Oil stocks are moving and little and oil price going. Yeah, Mr. Dave did mention that there was a missile strike. I can't remember where exactly he said it was.
It was not. It was yeah. I'm not sure if there was. It was a. Yeah, we haven't had confirmation of that, but there were reports of a massive fire at the Aramco facility in Saudi Arabia's Jeddah.
Gotcha.
I assume that's a oil facility, because I know that's what's been being targeted there recently.
There's also this news headline, shares of several companies in the energy sector are trading higher after U.S. President Joe Biden and the European Union announced the formation of a joint task force to strengthen energy security for Ukraine and the EU.
Bye bye, SPY. Bye bye, WM. Bye bye, W. Bye bye, SPY. I still got buying power ready to get some dip.
Yeah,
I'm glad I waited.
Take a look at oil prices. They're just it's now almost up to 113. Since I last mentioned it, it's almost gone up $1. Your SPY on the 5-minute is about to test its 200-day EMA.
Ooh.
Just on the 5-minute.
Got rid of my Bobby too, just in case.
Progenity's back down to where it closed yesterday, kind of where it opened.
Yeesh, GameStop taking a shot.
Everything's taking a hit, bro. Look at it. I
Yeah.
mean, IWM's at 204.50, SPY 448.70.
Out.
Oil's up at 113.33.
All right, we got some fuel brewing in the tank because I am making some French coffee time. Right, the tick is finally bouncing off that lower trend line after that big sell-off, and we're moving north. Let's see if we found our bottom. I would also like to point out C-Dub's call for that 448.50 line from earlier.
Yeah, it was a nice bounce.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the next important line that was mentioned was 446. So we'll see if it catches itself or if it keeps going south.
Man, Exxon is printing one heck of a daily candle right now. Right after a doji, if this oil price is up, I might look at some options on Exxon here.
All right, MULN's got a cross in the MACD at the 3-minute. We're waiting for confirmation on the 5. It's getting pretty close. IMPP is starting to push to the $2 mark. It is at 190 and volume is starting to pick up. It's making its next leg. Let's see how these candles on Amy and Jimmy over here fill out. It might have caught itself. The AMC is sitting at the $21 range, just about, bouncing back and forth between $20.95 and that. And we've got GameStop at $149.30.
Hold the line. Hold the door.
They're taking their shot. They see the SPY having some weakness, trying to get
Yeah,
back.
they're trying.
You're
Trying, brother. They're trying while I'm over here hitting the buy.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Looking at AMC, I just want to see if it's going to stop.
posting your tick and trend update in the trading room or the live stream chat rather. We have seen quite the bounce back into the center channel. Looks like things might be taking a breather and potentially reverting north, but we're going to wait for confirmation here. We want to see the tick move significantly north. If we start seeing momentum building towards the 400 plus up into the 800 range, then we might see a big bounce on the SPY. Otherwise, might take a breather and continue moving down. And those are the things to wait for confirmation.
Our likes and our viewers are almost the same at the moment.
Yeah,
Thank you guys
230
for
to
hanging out with
230.
us. We love you.
232 to 220. Yeah.
All right, I can't buy no more. I'm done. Can't sell anything either until Monday. So whatever I'm in, I'm in. Let's hope we make some magic happen. Buy the dip. Hold the line. Hold the door.
Seeing some buying pressure coming in.
All right, we got MULN officially crossing the MACD on the 5-minute. And it is finally breaking north of this downward channel that has been on the daily. Right. Currently, market check-in on our meme stock winners right now. We got TLRY at 7.5% and climbing. GameStop is chilling 5.5% up right now. Amy is 3.5%, a little bit higher. We got CLNE is actually making a showing, 2.06% north, and Sundial is hanging in there at 1.39. BlackBerry's down 3.75%. Clove is down 4. Wish is down 5.45. Workhorse is down 5.90, and COS is 8.87 negative on the day.
Neo, I need you to come and save the day for me, pal.
NIO is the epitome of tomfoolery right now.
Do day traders mop floors at home? I do, and I day trade. You know what's crazy about that statement, bro? I just mopped yesterday. And yes, I am a day trader.
I am a home and have been taking care of the homestead for the last 2 years. In fact, for the first year of COVID lockdown, I became a stay-at-home teacher's assistant for a kindergartner. That was fun.
Yeah.
Day trading while teaching kindergarten.
School, stay-at-home school was terrible. That was not.
Yeah, right. It's been about 2
worst.
years since I've.
Sorry,
It was the worst. Well, my bad. Go ahead.
COVID homeschooling was miserable. That was like
Yeah.
the worst year of my life. I swear.
Oh my god. Did you have a teacher who had no competence in technology?
For sure. And we're using Google Classroom, but then
Oh, yeah.
3 other apps. I got 3 daughters, and my youngest was in kindergarten when it all went down. So we were doing all levels all the way up to high school. It was miserable.
I was thinking about
was.
going back to school myself at that point. I'd been filling out applications for pursuing my master's and doctorate. And I was like, if I can't do all this at once. There's no way.
Yeah. I had to get a tutor, man, because my son, my daughter, she does like advanced math classes, and I was like, I didn't even pass this when I was in, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Well, it's
It
also
was
been
the
forever
algebraic.
since we've been in that stuff too.
Yeah.
If you don't use it, you lose it after a bit.
Oh, it was the algebraic expressions. That's what
Yeah.
got me, because any little minor error will get the whole answer wrong.
Yep, 1 degree off lands you quite a far from your destination.
So I had to hire a tutor, and I had him sitting over. His name was Emmanuel. He was from South Africa. Dude was smart as hell, boy. Shit. On my finger. I appreciate the comment, bro. I just do what I do. I win, I lose. Got to pay the bills. Smell my finger.
Yeah, I know. Hey, J-Ref, I bet you were a good teacher, though, man.
I have fun with it. Thank you. I appreciate that. We took the office and we kind of converted it into I have my office set up in here, and I moved a table in. We put a bunch of art and stuff on the wall. I put a whiteboard on the wall, and we kind of converted it into a little classroom. He had like all his supplies and his tools and stuff. So we would just live stream with the rest of the class, but then I'd also put up on one of my monitors like the videos that they were watching and the assignments, and we because the first teacher he had was such a she was having so much trouble with the tech. We just kind of like, all right, you can, I'm gonna mute you while you try to figure this out, and I'll just teach you this part.
J-Ref ended up as the teacher.
Yeah, I became the teacher.
Can you teach me?
It was fitting though. I got my crash course in learning how to teach and mentor and stuff during my time at Apple. I was one of the lead mentors and put together a lot of training programs, new hire training, as well as expert technical training as I started moving up the ranks there before I jumped onto their business team. But it had been a while since I had worn that hat.
Ooh, we're getting some buying pressure here. Look at NIO. All right, NIO, catch yourself a little bit there, buddy. IWM, SPY, catching a little bit. Bobby, catching a little bit. I saw my major position in
MULN is
Bobby.
turned. It's starting to fill out that George W.
W. Yeah, hopefully I got the dip this time.
Smell my fingers listening to you, J. Ruff. Just so you know.
Awesome.
You look in chat on where.
I saw. Dropping
Smell your
some
finger
knowledge.
after that.
Oh, that's fun. Savvy, that gif is perfect.
They're trying to fake us out right here.
Ooh, we're about to get our first super trend buy signal on the 1 minute for MULN if it pushes a little bit more. No.
Yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond is filling out the handle on this cup and handle.
Well, that is perfect timing because I just got confirmation we might have a demon approaching.
What you don't realize is he's already here.
Oh my god! What's up, man?
Sneaky.
When you least expect him.
How's it going, guys?
Hey!
Oh, good, man. Good to have you here.
Good to be. Man, this has been a ridiculous grind at work.
Yeah, sounds like it, man. Glad you could make the time to come hang out.
Yeah, I'd much rather be doing this, I'll tell you that much.
We caught ourselves a demon. We sure did, Benny.
Let me go ahead and throw my charts up.
Yep.
All right.
There you are.
Thank you very much. So how's everybody been doing? I heard that it was a rather successful trading week. A little bit boring the last couple of days, but good start to the week, yeah?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to do a quick update on MULN just because it's a little bit pertinent. Everybody that's been watching me should have seen this ascending line of support, and it looks like they hit it really hard at the closing bell and after hours in order to force a gap down and get this thing pummeled down below the base of support at $3. So the next one is this ascending line of support going from 240 onward. If they break below this, then we have this support here at 230. If they break below that, then I would expect to see $1.60 again. But I have a feeling that there's going to be a bounce here, so I figured I'd let everybody know. I went and added to my positions. So now I have twice as many calls as I had when I said I last tripled down. Just like 30 calls. 30 calls and about 1,000 shares or so.
We officially have our
MULN,
first
right?
buy signal on MULN Super Trend 1 minute.
Excellent.
Boulay, were we thinking with the same brain?
For 5 minutes. Nah, somebody was asking in the chat what ticker we're talking about. It's gonna be MULN.
Mm-hmm.
MULN.
Yeah, my big confirmation was this huge volume candle here on the 5 minute. This is 14.9 million. We'll just round it up to 5 million. Going down to the 1 minute, about 4.5 million of that was traded in just a single minute. This downtrend here was a spike down just to force a stop loss hunt, and then they went and bought back, scooped them all up at 245. And now we're basing here. This right here, this support is a big zone of demand. So I think once we break up above 265, that's where we'll see another move to the upside again. It's not really resistance so much as it's just a signal.
Ooh, Progenity is flirting with its upper trend line right now, too.
Ooh, nice. Progenity doesn't really like to move late in the day. It makes its move in the mornings. But if it catches some volume from retail here in the afternoon, then that can be good for it. I will take any upside for Progenity.
Agreed.
There was a question in YouTube chat tree about expiry dates. What expiry dates on the MULN?
Oh, for my calls,
Yeah.
April 14th. I wish I had held on to the $1 for May. That would have been lovely. But coulda, woulda, shoulda. It was a lovely trade. Yeah, Progenity's big resistance is that 180. If it breaks 180, then that is it. It's gone. It has been teasing with that resistance for the last 2 months. We'll take a look at Progenity. It's just 165, big resistance. 1, 2, 3, breakout, and then it broke over 180, broke down, and it just couldn't quite stay over. Resistance got too strong and it sold off again.
PROG is looking really good though.
It really is. I'm looking at the volume surge in here. We haven't had this much volume moving into it since the sell-off.
People probably looking for a good earnings then, huh?
I'm betting so. A lot of the announcements for Progenity came after its earnings reports.
SPY and IWM look like they want to try to catch a bounce. I just don't know if it's official yet. It hasn't made up its mind.
It really hasn't. It's still, the tick is still right in the center channel, and the trend's just printing a doji right now.
I'm honestly looking for SPY to break down again. I just want that confirmation. I want to see it break down below this support here.
Yeah, check out the daily though. That's crazy.
Ooh, somebody mentioned
The
that
last
you had
couple of
called
days
out
is just
Hook
run.
earlier, and it is up 18% right now.
What ticker was that?
HOOK.
Oh, Hook. I was wondering why my calls were up on that.
It is moving.
Oh, would you look at that? Big reversal incoming, it looks like. Do I even have any spare cash to play that? I don't think I do.
Hello, TD.
Hey, Echo.
Go.
Let's see.
I left you a present over in the other room.
Ah, thank you very much.
My pleasure, sir.
All right, market, give us something to go on. I'm going to start diving into some of the news feeds and figure out what's happening.
Don't you have enough rabbit holes already?
Yeah, looking at the overall market right now, it looks like tech, communication, and consumer cyclical are the ones that are getting hit the hardest right now.
Will I discuss SNDL today? I could take a look at SNDL. I day traded some calls. Well, actually, I swung them overnight. I bought them late in the afternoon yesterday, and I sold those this morning for a small profit.
I did the exact
Sundial
same
is one of
thing.
those ones. Sundial is one of those ones that just can't. It can't stay up. It just you have to be quick with it. I don't really necessarily think that it's a bad company, but it doesn't have a lot of faith from the overall market compared to its competitors like Tilray. Tilray is one that I would have more faith in, but SNDL I know can move, and that's why I chose that one for a quick runner. But you look at SNDL versus Tilray. Tilray has a better chance of actually staying up here because once it gets moving like this, it actually finds support and it'll hang there for a while. And Tilray overall just has a better history as a company. Yes, it does get these bad sell-offs, but so did the rest of the weed stock market. So
there does seem to be quite a bit of bullish flow coming into the SPY on the options chain right now.
I don't trust it.
I know.
I don't trust it.
The cake is a lie.
If I'm not mistaken, Tilray diluted back here. Made a big equity sale back when it squeezed in February 2021 around the same time as AMC. I'd be looking for TLRY to hold 750 and seeing how it performs for the rest of the week. Because with this kind of volume, like I'm willing to bet you that the OBV is OBV is curling pretty nicely actually. This is a nice indicator. This is excellent.
I think so many people are so whipsawed and whiplashed by bills hitting the House only to get smacked down that they're like, oh, I'm not buying this one. But I mean, on the flip side, we actually had quite a significant move into positions from congressional traders.
Yep. They
which
knew
is
it.
Big. I mean, that was such a. I thought it was going to be because of the House vote coming up, but to find out that there was something passing in the Senate that day, I was like, oh wow.
Yeah. Those crooked motherfuckers have been playing this fucking game for. I'll probably just demonetize the whole thing.
We were doing so good, Drew.
Though, it's what we're giving the people what they want.
But seriously, like Congress has been playing this game for a long time, and I'm upset every time that I hear about, oh yeah, well, they legalized something or they illegalized something, and well, they traded around that information. I'm like, you all need to go to jail. You all belong in prison.
Cactus rant incoming.
Sadly, I don't have the energy for that. I've had a cold this past week.
Man, you too? I've been just starting to battle one off. It's going around.
Don't you start that trash. Don't you start that.
Family got it. Fortunately, not COVID.
Nah, this one's just a chest cold.
Yep.
Both my parents and my sister and brother-in-law went to Spain for a little bit to see my younger brother, and both my sister and my brother-in-law got COVID after having 3 Pfizer shots. And my mum and dad were like locking all the windows and stuff in the house, so they were like, we want to get it before we head back if possible, if we're going to get it. And they were fine. They had two AstraZeneca and then a Pfizer booster. So there's a small sample size, but
it was crazy. We had the only one. Of course, my youngest couldn't get anything because he was too young. My oldest was halfway there. He had his second shot scheduled like a week from then. And wife fully vaccinated, myself fully vaccinated. Everybody in the house got it but me.
Did you have a different?
I was the piece that stood alone.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd read that there was you got a slightly higher
it made sense.
with the mixture.
Compromised, so she had to. She had to go through and get the anticoccial antibodies or whatever.
We've got our resident biochemist here, have we?
Yeah.
Verde. Where's he?
There he is.
Are you here, Verde?
He's been creeping. I don't think he's on voice, but he's been creeping. Man, if MULN catches itself here and just keeps going sideways for a minute, we might get a nice reverse head and shoulders. I don't know. I'm going to test it there. I just made some coffee, and every time I get up, get some coffee, and come back, something has happened. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad, but we're going to test it.
Get more coffee.
I'm seeing a 26.3% cost to borrow for GameStop right now, at least on Stonko Tracker. It's up from this morning of 22, getting more and more expensive for them.
That's a lovely thing to see.
Yeah, it's been moving up and up all week long.
The average cost to borrow on Ortex is 28.36.
Beautiful. What's the high? I'm pulling it up.
Max
Wow.
on 36.6.
Wow.
Yeah, 25% short interest too. They are fighting.
1.52 billion.
Last time we had around a 15 mil. When was that? That's back in March.
I missed it. What was that? I'm sorry.
I was just checking back when we last had 15.8 current SI.
Oh.
It was back in March. February, March 21.
Did we already cover James about Inovio?
The what? You're breaking up, brother.
Did we already cover James Clark's question about Inovio stock with phase 3 trials on the YouTube chat?
No, we haven't.
Let's take a look at the ticker.
Apparently, the company's about to go into phase 3 trials, or is in it, and they're asking how it would affect the stock price.
You know, it's really, really difficult to say. Without knowing more about exactly what they're building, what they're creating. You know, a lot of times when it comes to phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and it inching closer, it has a lot to do with what kind of drug or medication or therapy they're producing and how in demand that happens to be, and how big of a potential market disruptor that it could be. So when you have phase trials for something that's like Progenity, for instance, there is not another delivery mechanism on the market like it for what they're developing, and as such, they could be a huge disruptor to that market once that comes out. That is a unique situation. So you'd have to look at what the competition. It's really It's really basic fundamentals at that point when you're looking at that. What is the potential upside to the product? What is the current competition? And what is the cost of entry into that marketplace once they pass and get approval for those trials? So that's without knowing a little bit more, I know it's kind of a non-answer, but that's the kind of things that I would be looking towards. I'd be looking at doing some DD on the the domain of that industry and what products they're producing, and then I'd go and look at the financials. Edgar, EDGAR on the SEC is a great resource to look up directly from the source. SEC filings, 8Ks, 13Fs, all those kind of things that you need to see the details about what's happening, how many shares might come out, how many investors are involved, where the money's coming from. All those things are very important. So that's kind of the things that we like to dive into in Hell's Trading Floor, and we are doing it literally from opening bell to close, and then a lot of times much further after. So I encourage everybody in here, if you like to have a community where you can learn, grow, and not just hear one side of a stock ticker, come on in. We'd love to have you.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I should just have you do the streams.
I was about to say we need to get an HTF advertisement sound bite and have him narrate.
We got some good bids coming in though right now. There's some buying coming in.
There
The tick,
are.
I'm pretty sure, is trying to move.
Does
It is
anyone
actually. It just shot from 0 to 420.
Yeah. Does anyone know the fundamentals for IMPP?
Fundamentals for IMPP. Let's go see.
Ain't IMPP to do with petroleum, and then you got that meme oil petroleum thing that was happening with CEI, IMPP, and there was a few other tickers who were doing the same thing. I called it an oil meme run because they were all doing it. But then again, with the oil stuff that's happening right now, I think they might be official.
Hey, just real quick, I just got information. So Bed Bath & Beyond has reached a deal with Ryan Cohen to appoint 3 new directors to the board. Same exact thing he did with GameStop.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Come on, Bobby.
You have to do a backflip.
I closed my major position on Bed Bath, but I still got some skin in the game. I was trying to buy the dip, but I think I still bought the dip.
SU wants the demon himself's personal thoughts on CTXR.
CTXR. Yeah, I need to be doing a better job of keeping up with chat. CTXR.
Oh, you got me.
Sidious Pharmaceuticals. Interesting. Well, I don't know anything about the fundamentals of the company, but let's see. The OBV looks nice. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one, actually. It does look nice, though. Hellish Divergence, I can see it here. But it's been trading low volume for a long time. I like this double bottom. It's touching this resistance at $1.89. I'd be looking to see how it reacts to 215, 225. In terms of fundamentals, I don't know anything about it though. All I can tell you is just what I see off of the technicals, and it's already broken a major downtrend. You can see this falling wedge here. I'll go ahead and draw this out for you. It's a little bit crudely drawn, but you get the idea. Big falling wedge for this one, and it broke out. That's a major resistance. Double bottom. Looking like it's about ready to move on this little cup and handle. I'm not in it, but I'd be looking for it to make a move at 225, check for resistance and weakness there, and see how it reacts to it. I see they got an earnings date here coming up on the 13th of May. If you're in that one, congratulations. Like I'd say let it ride, but I'm not gonna take a position right now because it's at resistance. So the risk is not a good setup for me. Let's see. What are my thoughts on Sava? Sava. Every time I hold shift, it does this. Just need to stop using shift in the habit.
I'm glad I'm not the only person doing that.
Jeez. So irritating. See, Sava's got a falling wedge also. All right, and there's an inverse head and shoulders here. Nice, if you can see that. Shoulders, head. The neckline would be $40, $44. So this is actually a really good setup right here. This is an excellent setup. I'd be looking to see it retest $50. And it could break out and run. I've heard of this company. I think that Kadud was playing this one. Sorry if I seem out of breath. It's only because I am. God, colds suck.
Say, are you on the treadmill?
Yeah, wind sprints. He's been doing Pilates in between runs.
I have actually started a new workout routine. It's just light exercise, but it's kicking my ass because I haven't been exercising for a long time. Quarantine beat the hell out of me more than anything.
Really gonna make me feel peer pressured into doing this myself.
Hey, it's important, man.
Ooh,
It really
there's
is.
a really solid question buried in the YouTube comments for Rough or TD.
Oh boy.
Educational. Do you guys trade warrants, and how do they differ from options?
Ooh, that's it.
Someone take it away.
That's a good question. I do not trade warrants, but warrants are it's an excellent option if you want to support a company directly. The difference between warrants and options is that options are sold by an options writer, whereas warrants are sold by the company. The company creates the warrants as a capital raising option without diluting the stock immediately. By purchasing a warrant, you're doing the same thing as you would be buying a call. You're buying the right but not the obligation to purchase stock at a given strike price, which is the warrant's exercise price. So say the company is trading at like $2 and they give you the right to purchase a warrant for $5, and that warrant won't expire for 5 years. What you're doing is you're actually sending your money directly to that company in order to support them with capital, and then you reserve the right to exercise that warrant, or you can sell it elsewhere later on if you want to. But you can exercise that warrant and purchase those shares at the $5 exercise price once the price of the stock goes above it, as long as you do so before the expiration date. So if you believe in a company, especially like one that's not trading options or any that is like a speculative growth stock, anything like that, then that's an excellent option. You can choose to purchase warrants instead, which tend to be cheaper because it's based entirely off of the company's valuation, which is a lot more fundamentally driven. What I've noticed is that warrants are cheaper, but you do have to commit to a very long-term hold on that. So it needs to be a company that you fundamentally believe will perform well in the future, and you need to set aside that money to exercise that. So that is something to keep in mind. Let's see.
Can I add to that one important difference that obviously
go for it, Dave.
warrants cause new shares to be issued.
Yes, that is true. When you exercise warrants, you're actually causing dilution by doing so. That is one important distinction. Options are based off of shares that are already traded in the market on the float, whereas warrants are authorized shares until they are exercised, at which point they become issued shares, which adds them to the outstanding share balance. So warrants do not cause dilution until they are exercised, but warrants by their very nature are a dilutive instrument. Thank you, Dave. That's an important detail.
No problem.
We got some volume coming in to Bed Bath & Beyond. Bitsy just came out with the news, and it looks like we got some green coming in.
Hell yeah.
Call out on that.
Let's see. Progenity is really making me happy, man. It's holding this base of support at 170 very nicely. It wants to break above 180. If it does, $2 easy. This earnings call on Monday is going to be freaking lit, dude. It's going to be lit, my dudes.
Getting a few inquiries about ALZN and SoFi, looks like.
I don't know much about SoFi. I keep getting their junk mail all the time asking me to take out a loan. I'm kind of annoyed by it, honestly. It's like, I don't need a loan. Get the hell out of here. Well, I'll tell you
We
what.
got
I'll
some
show
money
you
coming in,
ALZN on this one. Let me go take a look at ALZN here. So ALZN's an interesting one. This is all speculation based off of a technical indicator that doesn't exist anywhere else except for Hell's Trading Floor. So if you look at ALZN, you see these horizontal markers. These are special events that ScourgeBot called out that we call Toddvergence mirror indicators. Essentially, there's two special indicators that we use that indicate certain types of spikes in short exempt volume. And they're basically volatility indicators. It's not necessarily bullish or bearish. It's just indicates volatility is going to be coming. And on the after the second one hit on the 24th, we noticed on the 26th, and I created a position there. And then two more of them happened after it bottomed out during earnings, and then it started to move back up again on this inverse head and shoulders pattern. So after we saw this this bottom, I doubled down on my position and added even more. Those are doing very well, but right now ALZN is struggling to get above this current resistance, which is at $1.50 and $1.40. So it's likely going to challenge this in the next couple of weeks. I have my calls until May 20th. These are going to be a long hold. Well, yeah, I guess that's not really a long hold, but it's a long swing trade. Some things to keep in mind. This company is held about 50%, I want to say, maybe a little bit more, by Alt Global Holdings. This is one of the players that was involved in MULN, and that's part of what got my attention on this one. And then, sure enough, on this volume candle you see here, Todd Alt he basically pumped the ticker on on Twitter. It wasn't a very big one, but it got people's attention, and you could tell that there was some interest and a lot of entries made at that time. He has held this bioscience ticker for some time. He's been invested in it for, I want to say, a couple of years now. Whether or not this is a good company fundamentally, I cannot really say. I haven't done enough research into the company to be certain that it's actually a solid, viable product, or that it's creating a solid, viable product. What I am taking note of is these recurring players who keep appearing in all of these very strangely manipulated stocks. I'm just going to say it, like, they're manipulated stocks. And anytime I see these guys playing in these stocks, it gets my attention. Excuse me. Another one that might interest you if you're looking at ALZN is NIO. That's BitNIO. BitNIO is another one that it threw a few indicators, but not as many as ALZN. This one is starting to get a lot of volume pops as well, and this is the main one that Alt Global Holdings actually is. This one is basically entirely Alt Global Holdings, and I'm just speculating that this one is going to become a pump and dump. Like, both ALZN and NIO are probably going to be pump and dumps. So that's why I looked for the bottom and just basically bought some calls that are going to expire, whenever. I am not going to stay in these stocks. I am not going to hold these forever. I am not going to invest in them long term. I see the opportunity here. I see what is likely to occur based on the names and the players who keep showing up in these stocks, and I see what they're doing. And I'm just going to take advantage of that. What I would warn everybody here is that you need to be aware of what games get played in the stock market, and that these actors are going to try to sell. There's always somebody trying to sell you something. So be aware of that going into this play. I'm not going to try and like sell you on like, oh, this company's so amazing and like, they're going to change lives and everything. Like, it's not like it's not like MULN. You know, it's not the technology of this particular company. I don't even know if it's necessarily proven, and for that matter, I don't know if MULN's technology is proven yet. There's a lot of stuff that's happening in the background and not well covered. There's not a lot of transparency in these companies, and there's a lot of shady players that are involved in all of them. So it's something that you have to be really careful of. Um, all the same, I see an opportunity, so I'm taking a position in both of these stocks. Well, ALZN right now, I don't have a position in NIO, but I might be taking one soon.
Speaking of MULN, it might be getting to the end of this little wedge it's been forming on the intraday.
Yeah, I see that.
It's kind of a sloppy. I mean, with that first candle of it dipping way down, it's interesting because it made kind of a reverse head and shoulders if you don't take that long wick on the 5-minute on the left side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's more like a triple bottom.
Yeah. Trending
ATD.
It's doing the same thing here. It did the same one. It made a triple bottom. 1, 2, 3. No. 1, 2. The triple bottoms are getting shallower. They're less and less volatile. I would take that as a bullish indicator. I think that if this thing breaks above 255 again, then that's going to be the next run. It'll break above this 265.
I'd like to give a hype shout out real quick. Christopher Rodriguez from the YouTube chat just joined the Discord. Welcome to the community, boy.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, homie. Welcome to the community.
ATD.
Yeah.
I was looking at PROG and I uploaded an overlay into the live stream chat. It looks like it's almost forming a Wyckoff accumulation right now on the daily.
On PROG?
Yeah.
Really?
It came down, had a little bump, shoulder, hit resistance, and it came back up almost exactly to that level, went down to the bottom and came back, and is coming back up on that second bounce.
You looking at this on the 5-minute chart?
No, it's on the daily.
Oh, the daily chart. I'm sorry. That makes way more sense. I'm like, I don't know. I don't look at accumulations on short term.
Yeah. No, I wasn't looking at it on short term.
Yeah, it does actually look like Wyckoff accumulation. I say that a lot. I've said that a lot about Progenity, that it looks like Wyckoff accumulation. I guess going all the way back to the beginning would be back in mid-October of 2020. This would have been the original sell-off and then the first bottom, and that's the preliminary sell-off for just major distribution, and it always does this on low volume. And then there's an automatic bounce is what this is called. So the automatic bounce brings it up to its highest resistance. So in a situation of Wyckoff accumulation, this is basically the top. You can imagine the Wyckoff accumulation as like one great big cup. The whole pattern would be just a giant cup. Let me try to draw some of this out, and we'll try to we'll try to capture this. I don't know if I like the circle. See if I can do like a U or something. Yeah, we can do that. So if we do something like this, we imagine the entire Wyckoff is like this great big arch. Okay, so from start to finish, the Wyckoff accumulation will begin at this top. It'll come all the way down to a bottom and eventually will rise to another top, right back where it started. And the breakout would occur here, and then the stock would run from that point forward. Now, this typically takes a very long time. Most Wyckoff accumulations that have happened in the market, at least up until the 90s, were occurring. They were all occurring over very long time periods. Like we're talking years, not even months or weeks. Like we're talking years of accumulation. So, and that's because the market moved very slowly. It happens much quicker now because of computerized and algorithmic trading. But the actual Wyckoff accumulations, these that I've noted after observing them in the market, is that they still operate the same way. So there's the preliminary sell-off and an automatic bounce, and then the secondary sell-off, which is a long-term sell-off. Eventually, it hits its first bottom. Okay, and this is the major support, or the final support. And what occurs is there's a secondary bounce, and it retests its preliminary resistance. So this zone here would be that resistance. So right where we saw this volatility during the automatic bounce, this is our indicator of where resistance will occur. So if this is a Wyckoff, and we already had touched this resistance one time, then the second test will be, this would be the, God, I'm trying to remember all of the different terms that they use in the Wyckoff pattern. There's 5 different stages and a whole bunch of different names that they give to it. Okay. They call this one the secondary test. So apparently this is preliminary sell-off, automatic bounce, or automatic retrace. The secondary test, and then a secondary recovery, and then finally is the spring and test. So a spring and test is they're short succession. They're basically a short succession of bounces. If this is a Wyckoff, then what we would see is the spring bounces off of the secondary test line, which is what we assume this was. So right around $1. So if this is a Wyckoff, then what would happen is we bounce off of the spring, we will come back up and then meet some resistance, sell off briefly, but we will never revisit the spring again. We should never see this low again. So we would come up to something, say, like around, if I'm following based off of these fib levels, because I feel like Fibonacci's tend to be pretty accurate in these Wyckoff accumulations, then we would see 245 and then probably a retrace to around $2, and then continue moving from there. And then by the time that the whole thing is finished with, you would end up with a completed cup, just from start to finish. And I can go ahead and pull my, I can pull some images off of Google just to kind of show exactly what it looks like according to some of the other images of Wyckoff accumulations in the past. Sorry, I'm having brain farts back to back.
Good times. Kislik in YouTube chat had an interesting question. He's saying, as a day trader, do you pay yourself weekly, monthly, etc.? It really depends. Everybody has their own financial situation, risk tolerance, all sorts of things. I found personally one that I liked a lot as I was stepping into becoming a professional full-time trader, that I felt would help me grow and responsibly and keep me in check. And one of the best pieces of advice that I had gotten was take your starting nut. And what I plan on doing is once I have increased that to 2.5 times, so once I get to that margin, so let's say I'd started with 50K, if I can get that to 125K, then I'll cash out and start back over with that 50K plus a percentage gain from that profit. So I will slowly, over time, be paying myself, but increasing the amount that I'm working with and playing with. And as long as I keep doing that and limit the amount that I'm risking per play, I can hopefully manage my risk a bit better while training my brain and my emotions on how to trade on the markets.
Thank you for that question. Day trading, day trading for me, and well, I'm more of a swing trader, not really a day trader. Maybe if I got even better, then someday I would be brave enough to do that, like throw $1,000 on just one day trade. But it's for me, it's kind of a for me. I look to grow wealth. Basically, I don't really take money out of my brokerage account when I'm doing my trades. So, like J. Ruff was saying, everybody's different about how they take their profits and how often they quote pay themselves. I don't really pay myself. This is what I do to grow my nest egg and to hedge against like major expenses or life events. Like I paid for my wedding with I paid for my whole wedding with my winnings from SPRT and AMC. So and that was that's something that I would never have been able to do just growing like a savings account. Um, and that's I feel very fortunate that I learned how to do this just in time for to catch these major cataclysmic events in the stock market. I feel like we're part of history right now.
We really are, man. It's this stuff has never happened before,
Yeah.
and we are playing with a brand new set of rules. Things are moving a lot faster, and we're growing communities at unprecedented rates, and we're trying to do it the right way. We're trying to. There's been a history in the stock market of just trying to have the biggest megaphone and trying to dupe people into moving into a play, and that's not how you change things. That's not how you move things along. If we can educate and grow and add not just knowledge but wisdom to our community, we can keep the people profitable. We can start forcing change on the markets and how things are done, because the old things that they were trying to do just don't work anymore, and that would be fantastic.
Absolutely. And moreover, I feel like now we're at a time of crisis in the world between all of the events that have gone on. And just in the last 3 years, like just think about how many, or let's even go back as far as a decade. With the 2008 financial crisis, we knew that was caused by irresponsible banks and just these horrendously over leveraged positions, and also entities that were loaning out money and just reinforcing this whole culture of this whole debt culture in order to make more and more profit. And that's so morally reprehensible, and there were no consequences for that. Fast forward to 2014, and the same thing happened. The same thing happened in the stock market and the housing market as a result of the recession that occurred in the wake of having to pay for all of those debts from the the budget deficit. And we've revisited this budget deficit like 3 times in the past 2 decades, and we just keep raising the ceiling, again reinforcing debt culture. And now the bill has gotten so large that we as a nation cannot even hope to pay for it. And at the same time, these extremely irresponsible financial institutions, these politicians who are trading on information that they have access to, making themselves rich off of the policies that they vote on. And there's no recourse, there's no accountability for any of that. That has to change. We can't operate as a society that way. Society works because everybody agrees on a set of moral rules and codes and ethics. If we let this continue, then we give up that. We give up society as we know it and as we have known it for the last 100 years. And this is the time, this is the moment where we as the basically the 99%, but those of us who are both in a position and have the capability and the intelligence to understand how these devices and how this market is used to control and diminish the power of average people in society, and push a narrative and push propaganda, limit access to education, resources, and financial growth, is all a method of exerting control. And if we allow it to continue, if we don't educate ourselves, if we don't do something to change it, then eventually the system will break down to the point where everybody loses. And that's the short-sightedness of Wall Street and Congress and all of these other irresponsible bigwigs at the top that don't realize is that you need a functioning society for you to stay on top as you are. If you were actually looking forward to the future and you wanted to keep this society operating and stay on the top of it, then you need to have people who are willing to like grow crops, you need plumbers, you need carpenters, you need construction workers, you need road workers, you need all of that. Society cannot function if people can no longer make a sustainable living doing those jobs. And their effort to control and get more money leaves them with only one option, and that is to force people into a position of forced indentured servitude. And that's the road we're now moving on, because people can't even afford to pay for rent, food, or anything else. And money is beginning to lose its meaning. So what happens if we actually, as a society, just realize that money has no meaning anymore, that it doesn't matter because we're fucked anyway? It would literally collapse society. And it's important for everybody to educate themselves on this market and how this system works, because it is being used against average working people. This is what caused the financial crash of 2008. This is what caused the 2014 recession. This is what caused oil to rise to, or gas prices to rise to $5 a gallon. All of it. All these games that get played all the time. Sorry for the rant that kind of went to nowhere, but
oh no, it's it's not going to nowhere. It's pointing out the major flaw in what they're doing. That's the one thing that has confused the hell out of me from the get-go. Is like, okay, would you rather live in a world where you're surrounded by suffering and people who frankly hate you, or would you rather kind of live in a place where you're surrounded by happiness and it just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense, and I can't help but feel it's somewhat to do with this illusion of control that they think that they have and that they continue to have. But I mean, did they not learn anything from the French Revolution?
I ask myself that all the time. Hey, God. Joe Miami, thanks for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Joe Miami says, well said. People need to stop voting in all the corrupt politicians with rules for thee and not for me. Those politicians are the ones allowing the corruption on Wall Street. PROG looking good. Thanks very much. And yes, I agree. It needs to go a little bit further than just not voting for them. Like we need to put politicians into a position where there needs to be fundamental change in how it operates. The whole reason why we're in this position is that there's been a malaise and just lackadaisical attitude about politics. And although, people don't like to be offended, but I'm sorry, like that's life. Life is going to offend you, and politics are going to offend you. And that's important. You should be offended by politics because your offense to these things are what cause change to happen for the better in society. If you are not offended by something in life, or if you are not upset by the way things are, then you will never do anything to change things for the better. If you are not upset by something, if your world is so idealistic that you see nothing wrong with it, then there is something wrong with you. There are plenty of things to fix on this planet. There are plenty of things wrong with our society that need to be addressed. That needs to be understood by everybody. And I was once very cynical, not even so long ago. I was once very cynical about politics. And I was like, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to argue about it. And I don't want to even think about it. But you know what? That's an irresponsible attitude. And I decided that I need to be accountable to myself and to my neighbors, because if I don't care about politics and if I don't care to have those arguments and lean into those conflicts that arise from it, then I'm not doing anything to fulfill my role as a member of this society. Everybody needs to embrace that they have a responsibility to themselves, to their families, and to each other as human beings. We are responsible to each other to always fight for an ideal. Even if the ideal is out of our reach in our lifetime, even if it may be out of the reach of the lifetimes of our grandchildren, it is an ideal that you must fight for, and you must approach logically, analytically, and intelligently. It must be something that matters to you, and it must be something that one day can be attained that will uplift us as a society, because that's the only way forward. If you are not growing, if society is not growing, and we are not moving forward in a positive way, then eventually we're going to be an extinct species on a dying planet that will be forgotten in the cosmos. And I don't know, aliens that have eventually achieved interstellar travel will visit this planet, and it'll just be an archaeological site.
It'll be a cosmic meme.
It'll be a cosmic meme. We will be nothing more than a cosmic meme and easily forgotten, just like all the other ones.
The thing is,
we are doing more than trying to revolutionize the markets. The wake up call that we have to realize is we have to reteach ourselves emotional responsibility and maturity. We have been whipsawed over the last 10, 20, 30 years on this is how you speak to one another, and this is how you behave, and this is what you do, and this is what's acceptable. And it's been spoon fed to us through social media, mainstream media, all these different things. And they bank on us getting too heated to have a conversation about the very things that they are making money hand over fist over, or making sure that we can't arrive to conclusions because we can't pass the hurdle of that touchy subject to really crack open and discuss a topic. So we're reteaching ourselves how to be people to each other too. And it's hard, especially in today's day and age, to assume positive intent and to take a step and to pause and to really work on making sure you're not just communicating efficiently outwardly, but you're understanding and taking the time to give somebody the benefit of the doubt who's communicating to you, to understand them, and having that mutual respect back and forth. Knowledge is one thing, and it's powerful, but it's not everything. And wisdom comes along. An old saying, knowledge is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a smoothie. At the end of the day, philosophy, I guess, would be willing to ask the question, does that
I was not ready for that analogy, but that's amazing. Thank you, MV Made, for your for the super chat, dude. Thank you.
That's what we're doing.
MV Made was asking, could we take a look at Weber? Absolutely. Says that it had over 30% short interest TIA. I don't know what TIA means, but thanks in advance. Okay, thank you. Yeah, yeah, I can definitely take a look at it. So Weber is honestly, it's not looking very good. It looks like it IPO'd back on the 5th of August, 2021. It was briefly in a falling wedge and then broke down below it. So this one's not looking healthy. I would not touch this one, or I may even short it. This one, so far, it's looking like it's in a downtrend. I don't know enough about this company. Let's see what we can get on news and fundamentals.
It doesn't TIA mean auntie in Spanish?
Come again, Dave?
Doesn't TIA mean auntie in Spanish?
It sure does.
Let's see. I don't know what Weber Fiscal does. Or Weber Financial. What is this? The maker of outdoor barbecue grills. Oh, Weber Grills. I had a Weber grill. It's like, Weber, this sounds familiar, but I don't know this company.
That sounds
okay, so they make grills. Okay. Wow.
It is springtime.
It's a brand that's been around forever. I didn't know that they were ever on the market. That's interesting. Well, I gotta be honest with you. It doesn't look healthy. It's spent a lot of time trading in a downtrend. It does look like it's basing its support here at $10 or $9.90, but I don't know. I would need to see it get above 12 before I would consider a position, because just on the long term, it doesn't look good. If you're looking for it to like make a bounce here, and continue doing the same thing that it's been doing, this double top and triple bottom pattern, or like basically an M, it can be a bullish indicator. It's not that different from an inverse head and shoulders, but you need to get confirmation. So I wouldn't touch it until at least it broke above this resistance at $10.90. $10.90, $11. Technical analysis on AMC, sure thing. I'm gonna have a hard time keeping up with chat now. Oh man.
Not even because it's spring and everybody's gonna be grilling out and Weber's gonna boom.
I mean, that's a fair point. I mean, COVID's finally over. People are ready to go get outside and be out in summer, and it's a good reason to be bullish. But
you're the barbecue expert here, aren't you? I believe.
I love to barbecue, bro. I love to barbecue. And Weber, I have two of them, the big one and the little one.
I have one of those. I have one of those little folding Weber charcoal grills.
I traded my Weber out a few years back for a Traeger.
Cheater.
Damn straight.
All right, let's go take a look at AMC. So AMC looking very healthy. This pop here on the OBV, big bullish indicator for me. I've been looking at this a lot, and AMC, I'm comparing these two wedges. This is a pretty standard wedge here, and this is a falling wedge. Both of them tend to be bullish because they indicate consolidation. But the falling wedge is it's an indicator of accumulation, and we know that institutions have been accumulating AMC shares for a long time. They've continuously been accumulating, especially Vanguard, as they've added to the Russell. BlackRock manages the Russell, don't they? In any case, Vanguard and BlackRock have both been accumulating more and more and more shares of AMC all throughout this falling wedge since June. And now we're seeing it break through this resistance here at $20. This is a major area of resistance. I've already bought calls for AMC. Like I've got a whole bunch of calls set up. It's actually more like it's a call spread actually for 20 and 30. It's a $10 width spread. So there's a lot of upside potential for me if AMC gets to $30. But what I'm basically planning to do with that money is if AMC is able to reach that, excuse me, if AMC is able to reach above this falling wedge, I'm going to expect resistance at some point, and it's probably going to be around this $30 range. This is a tough area for AMC that it hit before, as you can see here in November, December, and this is where the actual sell-off really began. That you see here on the OBV, this big sell-off right here. So starting at $30 is where that took place. Now I'm expecting accumulation to take place all throughout this period up until $30, where it will start to hit resistance. I know that my timeline, if you've been watching me for a while, I created this some time ago. It's a little bit off, but I'm I'm just gonna go ahead and say that I feel like this was close enough to accurate that I feel like it was correct. And AMC, if this continues to play out this way, volume continues to run into the stock, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what it does by May, June, and July. I'm probably going to take a much longer position in AMC. I still have my shares. I still have all of my shares from AMC. It's been a long ride. My portfolio has been whipsawed to hell and back, but I am still holding my AMC shares. I can't say the same about GME. I was late to GME. I was very late. But AMC I got in time for, and I actually got into AMC right here, right in mid-February, like around the 10th, 12th of February. I've been in it ever since. It's been a long, long time. But yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, this down here is a bullish wedge or a bullish pennant on AMC. Very bullish indicator. This is good resistance here. This is healthy resistance, and the OBV is starting to show this little curl here. I'm going to take you all the way back to before the June squeeze, and you'll see the same thing. Did the same thing right here. It broke up above the wedge, hit resistance, and then came down just a little bit, and OBV had that little chicka. Don't know what to call it, but little check mark. And what I'm expecting next is a real run. Now, I don't think that it will be the run. I don't think it'll be the squeeze. What I think it will be is it will break out above this wedge and it'll find resistance at $30 and it'll do it again. The OBV will start to break out above this wedge that I've drawn on it. And I basically just drew this wedge on the OBV based on resistance and support the same way you would draw it on the price chart. So what I'm looking for is for the OBV to break above this line, find some resistance somewhere up here, right around when it reaches $30 on the price chart, and then find resistance, and the OBV will start to move sideways. I would expect if it's similar to the previous squeeze in any way, then this one will probably take a week or two for it to play out by the time it hits that resistance. So I would expect for AMC to hang out for at least a week around $30. And then from there, I can flip those vertical call spreads that I have on AMC in order to buy a long position in preparation for the next big move up. I'm also watching short exempts on this. I am watching for any other indicators of volatility. I haven't checked back this week yet because I've been really busy with work, but I am watching AMC. I am paying very close attention to this as best I can. Johnny Lawn asks, could we take a look at AMRS? Absolutely, Johnny, and thank you for the $20. Really appreciate that. MULN's getting hit again.
It's so ridiculously oversold right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the RSI is way low. Yeah, don't get stop loss hunted here. This looks fishy. Not financial advice. Like you got to do whatever's right for you. You know, protect your capital if you need to. But I do think that this is bullshit right here. I think this is stop loss hunting. this thing is trading so far below the VWAP. Just remember what I said. If we break down below 225, if we break down below 225, it may be coming down.
This is the kind of crap that used to shake me loose all the time too, and now I just kind of.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta laugh it off. For everybody, nobody should feel bad if you need to protect your capital and take some off the table. For me, I'm giving myself plenty of room in terms of theta and time, so I'm feeling pretty comfortable with my position. But I've also made a great deal of profit on MULN already, just because we got in so early. All right, AMRS. We'll get Johnny Lawn's ticker taken care of. For Marquis, thank you for the $10, dude. GME cost to borrow. Do I think this can cause a heavy run up? Most likely. I'll take a look at GME here in just a second after I get this ticker. AMRS. Oh, wow, that's a really ugly sell off. What the hell? Oof. Interesting. So this one's a big gap down. Very interesting. All right. Let's see if we can find some previous resistances here. Okay, interesting. Let's see. Amaris adjusted loss widens, revenue declines, shares decline before the bell, March 1st. So, what, they had bad revenue? Okay. That doesn't seem like such bad revenue. I mean, it is only the numbers, but it doesn't seem so bad that it would justify a, what the heck was this?
Nowadays, if somebody sneezes on the call, they're like, "Oh, sell."
Right? Like, what the hell?
It's so stupid. Earnings is literally...
That's a 50% sell-off. What the
Earnings is literally nothing more than an excuse to sell off. It's so frustrating now.
That's a 50% sell-off in a single day. What the heck? I don't know. Like, that doesn't really make any kind of sense to me. Well, the MACD is back to middle. You had a recent cross on it on the 4-hour chart. RSI is in the middle. Volume's still pretty good. Earnings was pretty good just a couple weeks ago. Like a month ago.
I played this ticker last year, and it was an interesting one. They had a lot of product in the pipeline. They had gone through, if this is the right ticker that I'm thinking of, Ameris. Yeah, Ameris Holdings. So they flipped to kind of a natural herbal supplement kind of platform for health and whatnot, and it had this big run up, and then just couldn't catch a break, and the bottoms kept falling out from underneath it.
Interesting.
It was one of the earlier plays that I was ever in before I knew what the heck I was doing. But I had made some money on it on a few. I'd come in and out of it a few times. I had made some money on it. I lost some of it, gave some of it back, but ultimately cut my position. It had gone way down. You can see in that first initial run up when it hit its very top, I had gotten in kind of on the way up. And it came way back down, and I went negative. And then that second run bounced up. I got up and took out, I got out of my position with a little bit of profits, and it just kind of trended down from there. And
I see. Gotcha. Well, thanks for the background, dude. Well, I will say that just based off of the resistance supports, I do think this is at support. Let me create a quick volume shelf as well. I want to take a look at the fixed volume range profile. Big support here. Yeah. Yeah, this is big support. Interesting. Okay. It runs between $6 and $10, and there's a big gap here now. So what I find so interesting is that the earnings were awful before it ran. Like, look at how bad these earnings were. Look at how terrible these earnings were.
That's where they literally changed the company. They got out, they sold off a bunch of assets, and they shifted their focus. I'd have to revisit. It's been a while since I even looked at them.
Yeah.
But they really shifted their focus out of what they were doing and made a huge pivot. And I remember that I think that there was some rumors of partnerships with some celebrities for like their product line, and they had some positive outlooks going forward. And we're going to have endorsements and blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right. Well, just to give Johnny Lawn his answer that he was looking for, I see huge support here. This is actually an excellent zone of demand, so I would be buying with the rest of them. There's a lot of buying happening here. I'm looking at the OBV. The OBV is starting to diverge upwards, so this is bullish divergence on the OBV indicator. The RSI on the daily is showing middle ground right now, and the MACD has recently just crossed. So, I mean, your risk is pretty low. You're risking 50 cents, 60 cents, something like that. So, if you're buying shares, then great. This is a good time to buy shares if you think that the company is a good long investment for the long term. But if you're trying to trade calls on this one, I would give yourself a lot of time. This one looks like it could wait here a while, but I see this accumulation happening here, and I see this starting to trend upward. If you want to take a position in this, give yourself a lot of time. 6 months or more is kind of what I would be doing here with this particular stock. If it does end up running, then having all that extra time, you'll be glad you gave yourself. Because if they have another run like they did before, when they just fundamentally changed the company, now they're starting to show profitable earnings. And although the revenue surprise is still a bit low, they reported a positive earnings just recently, and there's clearly accumulation happening here. You have 4 bottoms here off of this support that I just see right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches of this support line. And the green candles, the green volume shelf candles that you see here, these are the buys. The orange is the sells. There's a lot of purchasing that happens as soon as it touches $5. So I'll tell you, I will tell you, not financial advice, but if you think that the company is a good long-term hold, if you think that the company is fundamentally valuable or is fundamentally undervalued, then either leaps or shares. And that $4.20 is a excellent price. And as fate would have it, $4.20. So why not? We're going to probably close the stream here, but I want to thank Joe Miami again for another $10. Thank you very much, dude. I'm sorry to everybody that I'm so slow at reading chat. I'm just not very good at keeping up with chat. Joe Miami says, I've been thinking about getting back into BBIG. Any thoughts as to if this is a good entry point? Not financial advice, just thoughts. Yeah, sure. I was actually looking at exactly this thing. So BBIG is touching a quadruple bottom right now. It's touched. It was forming this bullish pennant after it had a big pull. Basically, I just mean that it gapped up really big, but it won't gap down. It has not gapped down. So this is good. This is actually really good. I sold my BBIG position because I was swing trading some calls in this. I made an entry around the 220 area and got good profits, so I felt comfortable taking my profits there. And I told myself, pay attention, keep an eye on this, and if it continues to hold support at $3 or around $3, then keep an eye on it and be ready for it to break out again. So I'm expecting this wedge to start to form a little bit here, and for BBIG to get less and less volatile. If it breaks out all of a sudden, then all the better. But what I want to see is BBIG continuing to consolidate for a while, and I'd probably take a position in. I'd probably take a position in a couple of weeks. Right here, you might get eaten by theta a little bit if you're buying calls. If you're buying shares, it makes no difference because I don't expect the price to change all that much. This Fibonacci resistance level is big for BBIG. But if you see it break $3, then awesome. I think that's probably going to have to be it for me. I will we'll go ahead and resume the stream for Power Hour, but I gotta go and prep for some meetings and get some work done. But thank you everybody for stopping by the stream. We really appreciate having everyone here, throwing us those tickers and just getting your support. It's really nice to see everybody in here.
Guys, if you're having fun, this doesn't
Last
stop
comment
here,
on
too.
MULN.
Come on
Okay,
into
all right. I
Dell's
see a
trading
lot of
floor.
people begging for MULN. Okay, one more comment on MULN. Okay. I see the bounce, and I see an inverse head and shoulders forming right here. So this does look like it's beginning. Here's the first shoulder, here's the head, and now we're going to look to see a second shoulder. Neckline would be at 245, 240, 245. So if you see MULN break 245, that's the bounce. But it came up off of oversold on the RSI pretty quickly. Just hold on and make sure that MULN isn't going to break through 225. If MULN breaks through 225, then there's still some downside ahead, down to like maybe 160. So I just want to be fully transparent to both sides of the trade. But I'm still bullish on MULN. I added to my position today. I added right here during this period, right around 250. So just full transparency for everybody who's asking. Okay, that's it for me. I really got to go. I'm actually going to be late for a meeting if I don't get ahead of it. So thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and play a quick ad. You don't have to watch it and stay, but if you want to support us, we appreciate it if you just stick around and let it run in the background for 5 seconds. Thanks very much, and we'll see you guys again for Power Hour.